the now and here. Gaming tales you need to hear. Laugh and shout and sometimes sneer. Memories from all those years. Console wars and secret tips. Tips and tricks from pixel trips. News that pours from gaming sips. Critical minds and candid lips. And Generation X gaming show. Tune in where the thoughts flow. Rant and rave with words that glow. Weekly stories make them go.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another week, another episode of Generation X Gaming, the weekly podcast that goes over a few of the top stories from the past week, and we rant along the way. I'm your host, 30 and Still Gaming, or 30 NSG, and joining me each and every single week is Sergeant McCcluskey. What's going on, bro?
Another nail biter week.
Yep, another slow week. Nothing going on. Nothing happening. Just gaming, such a boring genre to talk about, isn't it? On today's show, we're going to be talking about, we're going to be talking about Halo. We're going to be talking about Meta. We're going to be talking about ZeniMax. We're going to be talking about Sony and Xbox. We're going to be talking about EA CEOs getting paid big bucks. We're going to be talking about EA, or EA, breaking records and still firing people. We're going to talk about Gears of War E-Day a little bit. We're going to talk about Fable a little bit. We're going to talk about what else we got here, Sarge. We got Ubisoft giving out free games. We've got Asha Sharma doing
Shaka Khan.
Asha Sharma stuff. We got Double Fine said, you know what? I'll show you, Microsoft. We'll fire our own people. We'll talk about that a little bit. We'll talk about Star Wars. We'll talk about I think that's it. Oh, and we'll talk about Sony's organized blackout that people are trying to organize and see what happens with that in a couple weeks. All on today's show, episode 498. We're so close, Sarge. We're 2 weeks away. After this, we're 2 weeks away from episode 500. The 500th show, we do have Greg Owen joining us. We have Real Life Fake Wizard joining us, and we have Kinger joining us. So on the 500th show, we have a packed show. Don't get used to it, chat. This is a two-man operation, just the 500th episode. We're bringing a whole bunch of other people in here. What's going on, Todd? Are you not doing your podcast tonight? If you guys don't know Todd the Gator, longtime listener, he has his own podcast. So make sure you guys check out his podcast. He does the exact same time as us, I believe. So
yeah, it's dual 9 o'clock.
Screen. Yeah, dual screen. So how's it going, Sarge? Been another week. Anything exciting before we get into gaming stuff?
I mean, it doesn't really feel like it's been a week. I got to be honest. I feel like we did the show like just a couple days ago.
I feel like the weekend, like we leave here, and then Friday's like this, right? Like Friday goes up the hill, Saturday goes up the hill, Sunday goes up the hill, and then Monday hits, and then it's just like straight down like a roller coaster, and then here we are Thursday, and then it's the loop, and then we do it again.
Oh, that's fine with us, Todd. We appreciate you watching it all. So we thank you.
Yeah, I watch it. Well, obviously I can't watch it live.
So did Todd did he buy the new Halo? He didn't buy the new Halo, did he? Todd, you didn't buy the new Halo, did you?
I don't know. Todd, did you buy the new Battlefield is what I want to know.
Yeah, Todd, did you buy the new Battlefield?
Did you buy the new Battlefield, Todd?
You can say you can say
he's
no.
Like, you guys, you sons of bitches. You sons of bitches. No.
You can say no.
What
just curious.
What have you been playing? Or not what have you been playing? What have you been doing before we get to the plan?
I mean, I'm still working through the Grand Theft Auto trilogy.
Which one are you on? Are you still on Vice City, or did you move over to something else?
I finished about 80% of Vice City, and then I went over to San Andreas. I think I forget how long that game actually is. I think I'm only about maybe 25%, maybe 20% through. I'm still in Los Santos the first time, like the first round.
I gotcha. Yeah.
So I think there might be 1 or 2 missions left before I'm kicked out and the things happen, and you move over to San Fierro, or no, you move over to the countryside where you become the trucker for a while.
Yeah. Man, I gotta go back, and I don't have time for that. Go back and play.
I mean, I like it. I like it because it's crisp. It doesn't have the fog. You can turn the fog off. You can have the regular lighting if you want, but you turn the fog off. Like it's supposed to. They say that it ruins it for you because when you turn the fog off, you can see across the map. So you can see like San Fierro's like right there.
Right.
But it's like, who cares? I still have to drive there. Right. I'm still driving toward the city I can see. Right. I like it. It's crisp.
Did they change anything in that game?
Yes.
As far as story, characters?
No. The controls are different. Like on Vice City, the auto I guess the auto lock is a little bit different. And then for the mini games for San Andreas, it's not you having to rapid fire the buttons like you're playing track and field. It's more of a timing game. There's like 2 lines.
Oh,
you have
the meter.
Yeah, you have to get too close to the meter, so they changed that a little bit. But I kind of listen. It's fun for me because to me that was the series, and it looks so nice and crisp. Like let me put it this way: in San Andreas, when I was walking around, I could rarely ever find like a weapon or armor or something because it blends into the background and there's so many other things and everything's grainy, right? And now it's crisp and there's a light under it and like you can see the damn weapon, like you can see the stuff as you're walking around.
When you come up for my son's birthday in about a month, can you bring that? It's on disc, right? Or did you have it downloaded?
Well, I have the disc. I think 50-50. I think it's half on the disc and the half it downloads. I think
we'll bring it up because I would like to see it.
Yeah, fine.
I'd like to see that.
I mean, you know what it made me do, and I regret it now. Is I know I have the soundtrack for Vice City, but I don't think I ever got the soundtrack for San Andreas. So after playing San Andreas for like 20 hours now, I looked up how much the box set costs for CDs. It's insane, bro.
What is it? Like $200?
The CDs for San Andreas cost like $300.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the Transformers game 2 years ago when I was looking to get it was like $280 just for Transformers. And
that's crazy, bro. That's crazy.
Yeah. Well, that's what happens with when you go back. I mean, you want to go pick up. Well, actually, you get some good deals for like old school Nintendo games or even like Super NES games. You go to like the mom and pop shops that still have stuff. You could pick up some good games if you're missing them from your collection.
I gotta see if I can find a mom and pop place around here. I'm pretty sure there's probably some in the South someplace, like in Broward County. I have some games in my head that I want to pick up just to put into the collection.
They could be Dupless. Dupless says, I think people are on the vertical version. What I did, I don't know if people noticed this, but if you go to the vertical version, in parentheses, the very beginning of the title, it says vertical version. So if you're lost and you clicked on the vertical version, either you don't read and you're also not watching. You just clicked it blindly, put it down on the counter, and you walked away, and you don't know you're on vertical.
You're on the vertical version. Yeah. I'm not seeing some of the names I normally see here. You're on the vertical version, guys. Come on over.
They're over there. They're like, wait a minute, what the hell's happening? Am I on? How come no one's speaking? They're over there speaking.
Last week I didn't know I was on the vertical version. I didn't even realize it.
See, I thought they were all linked. I thought all the versions are linked.
No, they're not.
That's stupid.
They're not.
Yeah. See, Chopper Everett did
Chopper?
That. Yeah, Chopper just said, "Oh, Generation X Gaming." He pressed play. He put the thing down. He walked away, and I was like, "Wait a minute."
How do you pronounce that? Amen Badoozy Doozen?
Amen Badoozy.
Amen Badoozy Doozen. I want to get it right. Hang on. Amen Booey Dazooey and Amen Bazoo.
Welcome to the channel. I appreciate you.
ABZ.
While Sarge is figuring that out, we're gonna do the little transition here to what we've been playing. All right. So you just talked a little bit about the Grand Theft Auto that you've been playing. If you've been playing something else other than Halo, we'll go into Halo in a second. Is there anything else you've been playing? Did you try Hell Let Loose Vietnam?
I only got to play like 5 minutes, like 5-10 minutes.
Like an actual game, or did you just do the trial? Like the
No, I made it past the training stuff, and I was in a game messing around.
You got to play more than 5 minutes. Training alone is like an hour and a half.
I don't consider the training playing.
Oh, okay.
I mean, like playing actual gameplay. I was playing like 5-10 minutes. That was all I was playing for. I mean, it reminds me a lot of the Battlefield Vietnam version. It does. But at the same time, the same feeling I got from playing that when I started getting this one. It's like I don't hear nobody, I don't see nobody, and I'm dead. That's how it goes. You're in unless you have eyes on the person first, you're in trouble. Right? You really, really cannot walk around by yourself in that game. You've got to walk around with other people. That's the only the drawback on that one. It's very hard to go on your own.
All right, so I just looked it up, right? And I believe the vertical version, okay, is linked because I see the chat that's the same chat as here over on the vertical version, I believe. Right? So I see Todd, I see Crowded's over there.
Yeah.
He said say hi. I don't see Crowded over here.
Yeah, that's right. That's what I'm telling you. It's
but
weird.
I see Todd. That's weird. So some people are there, and some people it goes.
You don't even see the like button. Come on, YouTube.
Don't even see the like button. Oh yeah, there's no like button there. Look at that.
What are we talking about?
What are you gonna do? I think you have to go in full version. We're still learning stuff here, right? Yeah, you have to go to full version there, Crowded. I think you got to go like full screen, which is the up and down version with no chat.
No like button.
Yeah, you can't see the chat. It's weird. I don't know. Anyway,
don't cross the streams.
I'm sorry. So Vietnam,
Play
right?
a little bit of Vietnam.
I played through the training and I played one game, just one game, just to see how it was. I was like, wow, it looked visually very nice. I thought it looked very nice, right? It's Unreal Engine, obviously. What did you think about the tunnel system?
Okay, so at first I thought it was OP. Then I thought about it. Proper placement of those is exactly like what happened in Vietnam. Like you don't know where they are. They're coming up around you. Yeah. And you have to have a designated team looking for the rat tunnels. Like you have to. Because otherwise if they establish the tunnel system, you can't stop them because they'll just keep popping up around you. And the problem with that is if you're smart about it and you put them in bushes and trees and something, you rarely ever find them, right? It's crazy. I also found it funny and I thought it was hilarious because it brought back fond memories, right? Because every time I hear the old 60s music, when I hear the Hueys running around the map, but I was watching a Huey take off, and as soon as it was like 3 seconds in the air,
dead,
and you just see rockets shooting at it from from all sides. Like whoever is playing the game, they're definitely making sure they have rocket guys all the time because they're shooting at those choppers. Like they're like in the real war, the Viet Cong were scared shitless of the helicopter because there's machine guns on. They're just constantly shooting into the trees. In this game, the Huey pilots are terrified. Because as soon as you take off, just rockets start coming your way. It's hilarious.
When I went through the training, I was like, how are these tunnels going to work? I thought it was cool that you could link them, right? You can have
that's the point. That's what I'm talking about. That's the OP part.
That you can just link them and you drag it over. I thought that was pretty cool.
Because you eliminate the entire walking part, right? I'm out of the LZ or I'm out of the fight zone. Like tunnel, bink, I'm in. I'm there. Right, whereas the Americans have to need a helicopter,
have to walk,
or a jeep or something. Yeah.
I also liked how the tutorial. They did a very good job of the tutorial to educate people on everything. Because remember, that was the big thing when you played Hell Let Loose originally. You're like, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. I don't know about the supply chain. I don't know about the barracks. I don't know about you know what I mean. Like you don't know about the garrisons and stuff like that. You were so lost. In this one, they're like, we're going to put a tutorial. And the tutorial goes over step by step. So I thought the tutorial was very nice for that. I thought the gameplay for the one match that I played, it was, I don't know if it wasn't as chaotic, at least the match I played, because I think people were in there and they were just like looking around. You know what I mean? They were all more to see what the game looked like than the actual gameplay. I think once people start playing the game and they start knowing the maps and storing the stuff, it's going to completely change, obviously. Like, you're not going to get the helicopters that get shot at in 3 seconds because people are going to be like, okay, set the defenses, set up the stuff. They're going to go on the outer edges of the map and stuff like that. Do you know what I mean?
I haven't played it enough like I said, 10 minutes tops. I haven't played it enough to understand the little oddball stuff, like what are the traps you can set, like what are the fortifications you can make, if any. You know what I mean? Like, because in Vietnam, it was the Viet Cong moved quick and around. They didn't build bases. The Americans set up like actual fixed positions to like build. So I don't know if that's actually pertinent in the game yet. Like if that's an actual thing.
It almost feels like. Did you play the Star Wars? Obviously, I've played another Vietnam game, but I'm making a reference here. Did you play the Star Wars where they had the Ewok mission where it's the stormtroopers and the Ewoks, and when they kill you, then you're like, then you become,
an Ewok?
Yeah, that's what it felt like when I was playing Hell Let Loose. I felt like the enemy was like Ewoks in the trees and stuff, and I couldn't see them. You know what I mean? I was like getting hunted down like the Predator instead of having a war.
I think the only saving grace, and I think not all the characters have that traditional hat, the little army, the little more of a flared hat. Like if you don't see the hat, like you don't see anything. Like you know what I mean? Like I'm looking for the shape in the trees, right? I never in Vietnam, I never walk in a straight line. I'm always moving around like a little zigzag.
I did last
pattern.
longer in this Vietnam game than I did in Battlefield Vietnam. Battlefield Vietnam, you were alive for
12 seconds. Yeah, 12 seconds tops. You're running around.
You're like, hey, I made it 10 feet, and you're dead. And you're like, okay, I'm not reset. And it was like a meat grinder. You're just pushing forward. You don't know anything. You're staying on the tree line. It was so dense that when you went through the tree line, an enemy could walk by you and you wouldn't see them because everyone.
But a lot of times you wouldn't even take the shot. You just keep going. Like you don't.
Right. You wouldn't stop. You would just keep going. You're like, I gotta go back to the.
Yeah.
I like that one, but it was still chaotic. It was chaotic.
I just want them to clean up the basics of the game. If you're going to make this one work well, then fucking make the World War II version work well. Like stop trying to make another game before you fix the one you had. You know what I mean? Like that. I just want the game to be stable. I want the things to work proper. Like I thought the introduction of the self-propelled artillery was kind of cool, but it makes certain games crazy because if they zero in, like a self-propelled artillery can set up in like a zone like behind a house or something, and they just keep lobbing shells onto the point. And so it's not like you having to waste ammo from the actual, from the resources. When you do the artillery thing, you're firing resources, right? The SPA's just gotten its own shells. And then the engineer comes out and builds one of the little repair bays that rearms him. So he's basically an unlimited artillery piece sitting in the corner. So now you're like, can someone please stop that? Can someone get the artillery gun? Right. And they did change it to where in the World War II version, they did change it to where you actually now pick artillery as a squad. You don't actually just go.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, you actually pick artillery and you have to actually build the gun. You have to actually go, and it's not back there just sitting there waiting. You have to actually build the gun now.
I still remember the first time we played. I don't know if it was the first time, but it was the first time we played with Mr. Luke, and he was in the tank with us. It was he was the gunner, I was the driver, and you were the scout, the spotter.
Yeah,
and we were just devastating everybody in that tank. We didn't lose the tank. I think we lost it once, but then we got in the second tank and we never lost. We got like 80 kills. It was amazing. Yeah. It was such a it was that one moment that you're like, this is
it's a good game.
This is gaming magic. Yeah.
Right. Because but then again, you can't push up into a corner where you have no infantry support. Like if you play the game correctly and you can't
play it like Call of Duty or Battlefield.
If you play like I played with a bunch of guys and they were the tank squad and we were the infantry squad with the tank. Like that was our job. Where the tank goes, you got to go. That's where so like the tank's going. Right. So with infantry support, nobody's running up on the tank with C4. Right?
If you have a great team even in Battlefield, if you have a guy in a tank and you have two guys just walking next to that tank, you're unstoppable.
Yeah, you got an OP close back. You got the repair station made. You got a little bunker set up. Like you move the tank up, and then usually what the tank does, he sits up on the cross angle, and so he's got the line of sight on the roads that lead up to the point, right? And that's how you play, right? No one's charging in with a tank,
right.
Like the paper mache days, like of battle, right? Of Battlefield 2 and 3, the paper mache days. You just throw the tank in there,
All right, I'm gonna talk a little bit about. I played Marvel Rivals today, right? Before we get to the Halo.
Oh, so how was
I played Marvel Rivals. I played the Ultron event that was happening. It's fun. It's a
how
PvE.
Cyclops? How Cyclops?
No, I didn't play Cyclops. This is the I played the
Oh, it's a set
PvE
characters.
event. Yeah, it's a set of characters. You could pick from, I think it's 8 characters, 6 characters. You could pick Hulk, Thor, Captain America, Iron Man, Black Widow, and Hawkeye. So 6 characters you can pick. But it's only a 4-man squad that you can go, right? And it's a horde. It's four boards. It's inside the tower, like the hallway. Then it's inside a room, inside Avenger Tower. Then it's outside or inside the main room of Avenger Tower, and then you get outside of Avenger Tower, and you fight Ultron once inside the building, and then you fight Ultron again outside the building, and it's just a wave. I tried a couple different characters. I tried Hulk first, and he's pretty fucking OP, right? So,
You should be.
it feels good, yeah, but it's crazy. Like there's just so many guys coming at you, and you just
Does he? I forgot.
You
Does he do the clap?
Yeah, he does the fist slam in this one. He has like a power up where you jump and you hit the ground, and it's like electrified, like gamma. But then when you do your ultra, he gets super big, and then when he punches, he's shooting gamma out of his arms and stuff, so you can shoot people out of the sky.
Oh, kind of like a Street Fighter move.
Yeah, and you're just fucking destroying like everything, right? He was fun. Hawkeye was fun. The first couple of shots that you're doing, you have to push the trigger, right? But then once you level up, because you get 2 cards that level up every time you clear a board, so you can do it where all of a sudden he's like super, like you just hold the trigger and he's like pop, 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 and he's just shooting the arrows.
You don't have to do semi-automatic.
In the very beginning, you have to do it.
Oh, you have to do it.
Yeah, but as soon as you upgrade like 2 times, you can just hold the trigger, and he's like pop, 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 and he's super fast. So Hawkeye was fun. Didn't play Black Widow. I played Captain America. Captain America is a little harder because he doesn't really. I mean, he's defense guy. So when the guys shoot lasers and stuff at you, you can deflect the lasers back at them and shoot them and stuff like that. You can throw your shield at them, and he does massive damage. But then when you level up, it's freaky. Like it's like he's teleporting. This is what he's doing. Like he's not punching. Like this is him moving across the thing. It's like he's teleporting to the guys. So like if I look up in the air and I start punching, he like just is up in the air and he's like punching the guys, and then as soon as he kills them, he's off to the next one, and he just like chain links them. And I'm like, what's happening? I get like nauseous when I was playing him, and I was like, I don't know what's happening right now. So I stopped playing Captain America after that round, and then I played Iron Man.
But why is he teleporting? Is it
I don't know. I don't understand.
Is it a glitch? Is it speed? Is it supposed to be like a speed thing?
I think it's the thing I picked. It's like he does more damage, but he's not walking over to the guys. He's here, and then he's here, and he's killing him, and then he's from here to here, and he's just killing him. I was like, why is Captain America doing this?
Were they saving on frames? I don't understand.
I don't know, but that's what it is. I got nauseous because it's like you're missing frames because there's literally 100 guys on the screen. Okay, it's like the hordes in like 40K.
Yeah.
It's a swarm of guys, right? So when you're in there and you're fighting, they're like right next to each other, and you just see him go, and he's like jumping around. I was like gonna throw up. I was like, what's happening? It was like playing at like 5 frames per second, even though it was at like 60 frames.
I still miss the Hulk smash thing from Avengers game. That was the best one.
Good. So good.
The Hulk smash from the Avengers game is still one of the best.
Maybe I'll go back and play that. And then I played Iron Man, and Iron Man is just he's up in the air and he's rockets galore.
Yeah, that's what I saw. I saw a clip from it. I'm like, how many rockets does he have?
Rockets galore. You just keep upgrading the rockets, and then the longer you like shoot and punch, like there's a little meter at the bottom, and it like adds up. As soon as it's like at 100, you just go rockets. It goes, it just shoots everything everywhere. It's pretty fun.
It looked absurd. It looked fun, yes, but it looked absurd.
Well, what they're missing from this game mode, because it's a limited game mode, and they still have the zombie game mode in there, right? This one you can't upgrade in between the rounds. It's just you have 2 cards every round, and you upgrade. So you do more damage, crit hits, heal every couple seconds, whatever it is, right? So every time you punch someone, you're actually gaining health, like a vampire type of thing. But after the match is done, there is no overall leveling system for the characters. It's like you just start over again, and you're getting XP for a weekly and stuff like that. But in the in the zombie one, in the blood one, there's leveling up in the game, and then there's leveling up your character outside the game and building him up stronger so the next time you go in the game type of thing, right? In this one, it's just that game mode. And if it's just that game mode, you basically are just leveling up in that game, and then at the end it's like a roguelike, I guess. You know what I mean? Like you're starting over again. I wish there was a little bit more. I wish there was more characters you could use as well. I don't like that they're like, oh, you can use these 6 and you can use those 6. I was like, give me the whole roster. It's like 50 fucking characters, and I can only use 6 people. That's my only pushback. I understand it's a Avengers themed thing because you're using the original Avengers. Do you know what I mean? So I understand that. But come on, let me just play like anybody wants.
We've already solved all these problems though, like how you can do a superhero game. Remember we did the Hall of Justice one. You do the same thing with X-Men. You know, it's not that hard,
right?
It's not hard to come up with like stories and levels and things to keep it interesting. I just wish that they weren't so hamstringed by corporate decisions and just let them make fun games. That's the major issue happening.
The cosmetics in this game, man, right? They are banging. They are just on fire. Some of the cosmetics that you see in that game, I'm like, God damn it! Why could we not have an Marvel's Avengers game with this fucking graphics? They're like so close, right? They're like here's the Marvel game, but the game modes are not that great, right? And then you had that Marvel game, but the graphics fucking sucked and stuff like that, and they made it a live service game. All they got to do is just take this and add it with this, and then you have a better game.
You have a better game.
You have the game. Like, all they got to do is make Marvel Ultimate Alliance again, but with this graphics and like this style. Done. It'd be perfect, but they won't do it. Anyway, I'll go back and play that.
There'd be nowhere to go from there. The game would be too good.
That's true. That is true. They'll be like, well, that's it. No more Marvel games. Everyone just keeps playing this one.
We have to turn it into a Madden.
Cone of Vision.
Right.
Instigate the Cone of Vision.
Yeah. We have to turn it into a Madden game, otherwise it won't work.
Yeah, but I do like it. It's just fun. I have to go back. I haven't tried Cyclops yet. I have to go back and play. I'll probably play that when I'm on vacation because I'm taking another quick vacation. It wasn't supposed to be a vacation. Something came up and we got to go up to Wisconsin. So we're leaving on Saturday.
Bring back some cheese.
No.
Why?
We have cheese here.
Wisconsin's got great cheese. Bring back some cheese.
Our cheese from Wisconsin. That's
is the cheese you have? Is the cheese you have from Wisconsin?
Yes.
Okay,
yes,
great.
What we sell at the store.
Great. I want to make sure because I want some cheese. I'm coming up. I want some cheese.
Yeah. So I'll probably play Marvel Rivals because it's an easy game to play. I don't really have to worry about. I'll probably play against the bots or I'll play that game mode so I don't have to play the competitive type of stuff. But that's what I'll probably play on my
Avengers need your help. I can't move.
All right, let's talk about Halo. We played Halo last night. Okay,
hang on.
Take a sip. All right. So was that they'll at 30 they'll make Rivals 2 to what Overwatch 2 was supposed to be. I hope so. All right, so we played Halo last night, and we played the prequel missions. There's 3 missions that you play ahead of time, and then we played about 3 chapters, and then we played 3 chapters in the regular mission. What did you think? What's your overall thoughts of just what we played yesterday? We played about 4.5 hours yesterday, Sarge. What did you think about Halo Campaign Evolved, or as I call it, Campaign Devolved?
Okay, so I don't have the same credibility as like someone like Kingard because he loves it. Like he grew up with that game. Like I also played it like back 25 years ago. Now I played the crap out of it then. So I don't remember every little detail from the original to what they showed here. The parts that struck me were color saturation, of course, is off the scale, right? It looks pretty, right? I get that part. Great. It looks pretty. The issues I have are why are you treating everyone like they're 5? Right? The game
we're complete other idiots. Yeah, we're
right.
All
the game is the game, right? Everybody loved it, everybody played it. What you're trying to say to us is that the people that are playing it now need help. They can't play a shooter like this, so we have to make sure we put all the safeties involved. The hit marker unnecessary. I understand you can turn it off. It's still unnecessary. It should be an opt-in, not an opt-out.
Right.
Okay.
Never understood that.
I don't understand waypoints every fucking 12 meters in a game that's pretty much linear in certain areas, but like, let us explore the map. I don't.
There's also multiple markers, so it'll be like one over
Yeah.
here and then another one over there.
Yeah. Right. I once again, I don't like a cluttered HUD. I like it to where I don't need to have the gun pictures in the corner.
Sorry, someone will tell you can shut that stuff off.
Yeah, I get it. It's just okay. The putting the markers on the invisible guys and then telling you there are guys who are invisible that are coming to get you is ridiculous. Right? The whole point of that whole interaction is you not knowing, right? And you're supposed to pretend like the PlayStation guys, and I know this is untrue, by the way. This is untrue, but you're supposed to pretend like the PlayStation guys never heard of Halo, right? This is the first time they're playing Halo.
Right.
So what's so great about this fucking game everyone keeps talking about for the last 25 years? You're just supposed to show them that, right? You're not supposed to give them like infrared goggles and scopes and like make it to where you lose all the magic in the level design why you played it the first time, right? You didn't know he had the guy's invisible and you see the energy sword. That's number one. It made no sense. Like the energy sword is not invisible. It's just a sword walking around and the guy's invisible. Then there's a giant red mark on the top of the invisible. Come on, man. Come on. Right? You have to give people a little bit better credit than that, right? It's cool, yes, but you're not supposed to get every weapon in the first 5 minutes.
Well, it was weird.
Every weapon
in the prequel missions, in the pre-missions, right? The 3 missions they added, we're on an enemy ship, and yet they have our weapons and ammo on the ship. It's like
that
doesn't even make sense in any way, shape, or form.
It's meant to be a cool factor. You get to pick all the weapons you want. I
get that.
I get it. But at the same time, that's not how it was. You had to go through a certain amount of stuff before you found one of the better weapons.
Well, they even have weapons that are not even in the game, that are from the other Halo games that were in this game.
Well, okay, well, I love Halo, right? And I love the fact that we can play.
Halo Studios does not love Halo.
Oh no, I know they don't love Halo. They were just trying to do a job. That I know. I loved playing 4-player, by the way. I love that.
Us playing 4 players made the whole thing much better.
I love that shit because you can actually play with tactics instead of getting your ass kicked. You're sitting in the corner trying to defend 50 guys coming at you. Because we're playing on heroic. We're not playing on legendary yet because we got to get used to it. We're definitely playing on heroic, right? That one room where I was definitely not learning how to play that character in that room. I was getting owned. Every 3 seconds I'd walk in and got grenaded or something else. Now the issues that I also had,
the sound design is
the sound design is weird, right? First of all, where's the fucking music? It's like if someone left on an old style radio in the bathroom, and you're walking around and you hear music, but it's like not part of the game.
Somewhere,
it's not part of the game. Like, where's the music
in the bass? It's not like in my face. Da, 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 da.
Yeah. I checked the settings. It says it's at 10. Does it go higher than 10? No, 10 is the max. I'm like, so you guys don't want to pay Marty? Is that what it is? Like, I don't understand what's happening. Like, where's the music? The music's like 25% of the game. Like, the music's part of the game.
Yeah, like we're in the middle of a huge battle fight, and there's like elevator music playing. It's like
it sounded very reminiscent of the music that's playing when you're waiting in line at Space
Mountain. You're in the queue. Yeah, when you're in the queue.
When
you're
in the queue in Disney World at Space Mountain, that's what it sounded like the music sounded like in the background. And we're having like this massive fight. I'm like, I don't understand what's happening. Right?
There was a time, even Kinger showed it in his video that we showed today, right? So I didn't watch his video until this morning, and we played last night. When you first come on to Halo, okay, you're in that area where your ship crashed. And there's nothing playing. There's no music. There's nothing. It's just like the ambient noises of the thing.
Crickets. Yeah.
There's no excitement happening. But the original, there's like because you see the ships coming over the thing. It starts to build up the music. This
Yeah,
is
it's like no cues. Yeah, there's no cues. Like when a ship shows up, the
nothing.
music kicks in. Right. So the gun animations were decent. They were good. The how everything looks, it looks, the color saturation's crazy, right? The explosions are cranked up, like all the damage and the marker and the explosions, they look fantastic, but it's like it's almost overdone, right?
Yeah,
like
I
when one
agree.
of like one of when one of the one of the little guys tried to got me with the double grenades, and I shot him. He like exploded, and it looked like he was like a pinata. Like
Yeah,
there was
like
green,
paint
exploded,
exploded.
paint exploded everywhere. I'm like, I understand that's the blood, but it's like, I don't understand what you guys were trying to go for here, right? We all had sniper rifles at one point, right? All of us had
That was
sniper
pretty
rifles.
fun. That was pretty fun,
right? Yeah, it's great. I did find it funny, and we thank you for chat though. I did remember from watching or listening that there was a skull in the first couple levels, right? One was to turn off sprint, which is weird.
How
to
do
turn
you
off
advertise?
sprint.
How do you advertise two things when they first showed Halo? They're like, you can now play in third person, and we added sprint. It's opted out for sprint. They put sprint in, right?
Sprint
wasn't in the original game,
right?
Right? You have to opt out for sprint, but
you have to find the
skull.
skull.
You have to opt in for third person. It's like,
now,
do we have this backwards? Sprint wasn't in the original game, so maybe you should find the thing to make yourself sprint, and then, or just put it in a fucking menu system, by the way. And then third person should just be a mode where I could go third person, first person.
No, you have to find the skull.
They're like, no, you can't do that. You have to find a skull, and then you can't change while you're in the game. You have to
it's
leave
weird.
and then pick and shut off the skull to go back to first person. It's like, why?
Now, I enjoy playing in third person because I've played the entire Halo series in first person. So to me, it's different. I like to play it that way. I don't know. I don't think it's a necessary game because we already have the MCC, right? We already have that. You already have a remake. Like you already have the game done over again. So my problem is if you were releasing this game to give to the PlayStation guys to show them what the game was and why we liked it so much, you should have just did it how it was supposed to be done with better graphics. You
gave a shittier version.
Right. You didn't give them the better. You didn't give them the best version of the game. You gave them a version thinking, right. Yeah. You gave them a version of the game that you thought that they wouldn't be able to handle. Right. With all the extra stuff inside there. Like, I don't
look, here's the thing. If Halo didn't exist and I didn't know, right? I had amnesia for the last 25 years and I just woke up out of a coma and someone's like, hey, did you ever play Halo Campaign Evolved? I'm like, what is this? And I start playing, like, wow, this is amazing. Right. Knowing that there's no other Halo games that came before it. But I can't do that because there's a whole fucking other Halo games that came before it. So obviously, if someone's going to come in and go, well, it's not that big of a deal. Why are you complaining so much? It's like, because they had a better version of this game, not once, but twice, and they fucked it up for the third time. And this is what the company thinks of them, the new players that are coming in. They're like, hey, here's Halo, one of the best games. It was phenomenal. Like, it changed the landscape of first-person shooters, right? Bungie changed the way, that's why it was called Halo Evolved, because they changed the fucking way storytelling was done and everything. Springboard it into a next generation.
And that's how they got really good with the gunplay, and that's how I ended up with Destiny gunplay. Destiny gunplay is second to none.
So you have this game and you're like, yeah, this is it. And they're like, we made it. They made this for 100% for PlayStation, right? Not for us again, because we already have it, right? So they put it on Xbox, but they gave it for PlayStation, but they give them a worse version of it. And they're like, well, it's Unreal Engine and it looks so pretty. Look at the graphics. You see the graphics? Here's the keys jangling.
I'm tired of that being the center point of the discussion. We get it's pretty, like, but the rest of the game matters. The rest of the mechanics of the game matter. It's not just about being pretty.
You can go back and play the original Halo right now, shittier graphics, and you'll have a 100% better time playing that game. The little details that they do in the game, you can see that the people that made the game back then loved what they were making. These people making the game now are told to make Halo. Do you understand? The other guys were making a game that they love. These guys are making a game that they love making money off of, right? They're not the same. They're not the same of someone making the game of passion and making the game because someone told them you're going to make this game because people love Halo.
Now, this is just the stuff I discovered. Not because I'm tired of the whole girl power thing, right? The girl boss. I thought it was okay for the prequel missions to have that kind of character, but you didn't
no attachment to her.
No, you gave no attachment,
no development whatsoever.
Right? What I found funny is after that whole segment ended, and they kill her off when they didn't need to kill her off.
Right.
Like
I'll
the
stay
whole,
back. I'll stay back. I'll do it with my whole crew.
Right. She wants to like sacrifice herself. Meanwhile, you have a ship that warps in. You can get a lifeboat ship. You can go get her and pick her up and take her back. Like, no, go on without me. I gotta sacrifice myself. Like, no, you don't. We could have just saved you. We're in a ship. There's a ship here.
Right.
No problem. The other part that made me think is when we're inside our own ship, and when you first get the gun, right? The skulls in that room for the sprint, right? You get your pistol. I'm allowed to shoot the male pilots out of the chairs, but I can't shoot the female ones.
So I watched the video, and
what's that about?
Somebody said that because they switched them to female, the hitbox was off or something, and this is why it's not working correctly. They're gonna go back and fix it, supposedly.
Sure,
but even if they are,
it's in the midst of all the bullshit that we have to listen to, right, for the girl power stuff. I just found it funny that I can't kill the female, but I can kill the males. And meanwhile, the crew does go turn against you. They start shooting at you, which I thought was also funny. But I don't understand why they have to push so hard. Like, we did not grow up in a male-dominated movie video game era. Let's review just quickly, because it's not a lot, but they're all pertinent, by the way.
Yeah.
You have Samus from Metroid.
Yep.
Female, badass, bounty hunter, winner, right? You have Ripley from Aliens, badass, alien hunter, right? Badass, total, right? Winner, right? You had Wonder Woman, badass. We grew up with her. There was a show before there was a movie. Awesome, right? We don't hate women. We don't hate them. We could go. Want to go to the list? I'm sure chat has a few more install, right? We can go through like personally for me.
You had She-Ra, right? You had
She-Ra from He-Man,
Rainbow Bright. You had
that's correct. Rainbow Bright. Yeah.
What's her name from the pop star, the singer, the animated
Gem.
Gem.
Gem. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Lara Croft. Thank you, Duplass. Lara Croft. Right. Badass 7 games later. Like, we don't hate women. It's mental that you treat us like this, that you have to tokenize a female character in the game for no reason. Don't give us any attachment to us for any reason at all, and then kill her off like she's doing something just. I
love when you walked into the room, like both you and Johnson walk into the room, and they're like sitting on top of the thing, cage,
on a pile of guys.
You can just imagine before they got to the room, they're like, all right, everyone's, when he walks through the door, all right, we're going to pretend that
pile up the guys.
Right?
Pile up the guys. That's what we do. Pile up the guys.
It's like, what are we doing? Even Johnson, when he was talking, and Kinger said it in his video, first of all, he looks like Steve Harvey.
He does.
Okay.
He does look like
and
Steve Harvey.
Every line that he delivers, he's looking directly into the camera and says the line. It's like
a beer commercial.
Yeah. It's like, the people that
made, like he's doing a commercial.
I said this last night, right? It's like the people made the character, because in the beginning you didn't know Johnson was a good character when you first played Halo. You were just like, oh, cool, that's a cool character at the end of the game. But now, because he's beloved all these years, they're like, no, we should give Johnson some lines. And he looks into the camera and smiles and gives that little, like, it's like, what are you doing? It's like he knows that he's in a video game.
He's breaking the fourth wall. Yeah.
It's very strange.
It is strange. It is strange. We're like, why? Why do you have to do it that way? Just do the game justice. Just do the game justice. It's not hard. It's not hard at all.
Yeah. How about Xena Warrior Princess? Then you got Princess
Xena.
Leia.
Don't mess around with
Xena. A whole bunch of people, right? There's a whole bunch of people that they're. So one more thing is about Halo, and then we'll move on to the stories, right? Halo is it's good if you've never played Halo before, right? So I guess PlayStation a win. But there's just something off about it. You look at it and you go, okay, it's prettier, but it's okay. It's like, that's all right. Like, I didn't need to play this. I had a blast. We're gonna continue playing it with the group, because it's fun playing with the group as we go through the game, and talk about it. So yeah, no, that one right there. No.
Time out, Eric, for a minute. She didn't help anybody.
All right. let's go to top stories. All right. First story we're going to talk about, Sarge, is we're going to talk about PS5 owners are organizing a week-long PlayStation Blackout in August. They're pissed, Sarge. They're pissed. They're organizing together. They're going to show Sony some big stuff here, but they're doing it before Wolverine comes out because they can't take off and black out stuff while Wolverine's coming out. They want to show them a stance, but they don't want to back off of actually buying the greatest first party game that Sony's coming out with, right? This to me is funny, right? I get about people are trying to organize to make it a bigger thing, so people write articles and whatnot because they're fighting about physical media. Fantastic, but why don't you do it on something that actually matters? Like literally 2 weeks later, Wolverine's coming out. So why don't you organize it so people don't buy Wolverine right now? If you truly care, which most people probably don't, you don't pre-order, you cancel your pre-order, you don't play the game when it comes out, not day one, not week one, not month one. You just stop playing. You just stop playing. And they'll be like, wait a minute. We only sold 1.5 million copies. There's something wrong. What's happening? Right?
That would make more sense. A blackout week is just nonsense. You're not going to do anything with it.
There's a start date and an end date.
Yeah, no one cares.
There should be a start date
and a walk
no
away.
End date.
Right, and a walk away.
Right, no end date.
Listen, if you cared and you want to do a blackout thing, you cancel your pre-order for Wolverine. You don't buy it the first week it comes out. You just let it rot and let's see what happens. Like that's how you have to do it. Just saying you're gonna disappear for a week and then go back to what you were doing normally means absolutely nothing.
Right, because if you truly care, Wolverine's still gonna be there. You can buy it a month later, 5 months later, 6 months later. It's not like they're taking it away from you. Oh wait, they could. I don't know. Right, like just stop playing. So I love this. They're trying to organize it. I don't think it's going to work, right? Not to say they shouldn't try anything, but a start date and an end date and before the biggest release of the year for them is just silly. It should be during the time of the full release of the biggest release of the year for them.
Well, you should. You should do it when it matters, not when it's just not
some random day.
But the parts that make me mad about it though is it's the collaboration of all the media fighting the same point. They're all going against the same point, right? That's the part that bothers me because they're no longer with us. They're no longer the voice of the customer. They're the voice of the corpo. That's the issue.
Do you think they'll make any noise? What do they want? 10 more articles written that people are upset? Oh, look at them. I'm
actually kind of excited for the next couple months because all these guys that have these nice little cushy jobs have to do clickbait in order for them to click on their articles. Otherwise, they're going to get fired. And so you're going to see crazier and crazier articles by these journalists because they have to get people to click on them in order to get paid. And so it's going to get worse before it gets better. Like you're going to see the most craziest articles ever written because they need clicks, and then they're gonna get fired because no one's gonna click on this stuff because it's ridiculous.
Real quick, Waterbear comes in with 440 joules, whatever those are. All right, thank you. I don't know what joules are.
I don't even know what that is.
That's on the mobile. I think that's on the mobile stuff.
Oh,
right?
Is it mobile?
It's the mobile. I appreciate it.
Let me look.
I know it's super chats. I know joules are there. Nothing pops up on the screen to show me, but then I looked in chat and I saw it and I was like, all right, thank you very much. I don't have a cheer. I don't have a.
I think Dupless just pulled up every female actress in the last
Googling
25
stuff
years.
Now. He's like Google who's famous girls
in television and gaming. He's just going through the entire list.
Daisy Duke, Daphne, the girls from Gilligan's Island.
Yeah, that's it. But they weren't girl bosses.
Lucille Ball.
Has anybody said? The girl from Terminator. My mind's a blank. Sarah Connor. Anybody see Sarah Connor yet? No. That's another one. Sarah Connor's a badass. Come on.
Oh, but she didn't have her own thing, did she?
No, Sarah Connor.
I know where she's from.
She was just a single woman living in her house trying to be normal, And then Kyle Reese invaded her house, and people were trying to kill her for 90 minutes. And after 90 minutes, she turned into a complete total badass because she had to. Right?
That's what you do. That's what you do. Next story, Sarge. We got Dan Houser, Rockstar Games co-founder Dan Houser, made a statement in the physical media. He says, "I love physical media. I think everyone does. If people want it, I think companies should provide it." Imagine that. Now, he did say that, and I think we could play the actual clip. Let me see. I actually have to. I don't know if. Let me back this off. Hold on, and let me bring it back.
Oh God, it's got IGN on it. I don't know if I want to even listen to it.
All right, hold on. We got that. Share audio. Okay, so this is from IGN. This is from an interview, and you can hear Dan Houser say it himself.
Physical media versus digital. Do you have an opinion?
I love physical media.
Oh, yeah.
I think everyone does. Yeah. If people want that, I think companies should provide it. But I don't.
What I love is the guy next to him on the couch. He's like, "Well, yeah, there's good things about digital media too." Listen,
I don't know that I personally care.
Sure.
And I also think that the ability to update games, as critical as people are of, digital releases, the ability to update and fix problems in games has been really useful for the quality of games.
Sure.
Also, how about you?
And well, I mean, we all have that sort of feeling of, when you get that copy and you put the disc in the console. But I also have to say, I really like being at the airport and going, "Oh, cool, I can download some quick games to my Steam Deck for this 12-hour flight." So
imagine in a world though when you bought the disc, they give you the digital code, and that way you can play the disc version and the digital version.
Stop talking crazy.
that's what's been interesting. We've worked in digital together for a lot of years, and then making a physical product of a comic book is a different creative process, but also just really fulfilling to have a physical thing you can say, like, "Look, we made this."
So there you go. Right. So talking about how,
I'm still worried that Hauser's not part of Grand Theft Auto 6. I'm worried about the writing.
well, you should.
I'm worried about the writing.
He is. Look, Lucas is Star Wars. Dan Houser is Grand Theft Auto.
Him and Laszlo are Grand Theft Auto.
Or Grand Theft Auto.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So
Absolutely.
him just saying that, look, if people want physical copies, the companies should respond to that and be like, yeah, we'll still give you physical copies.
Do you know the one that the media is trying to back now that doesn't work at all is their entire narrative about disc rot, right? If disc rot, think of it this way. If disc rot was so prevalent as they want you to believe it is, then what have we been doing the last 15 years? Why would you guys make discs at all? If they only last 10 years, then what the fuck are we doing? Why are you guys selling discs to us for 20 years if you know they're going to break in 10? Like, if that's the actual narrative, then this would have been going on long ago. The disc rot conversation is just them trying to pile on more bullshit onto their story about why you don't want physical. It's like, you guys are pathetic. Like, completely and totally pathetic. I got games upon games upon games stacked. They all work, right? I don't keep my discs next to the oven while I'm cooking.
You don't put them in the pool? You don't leave them in the water?
Yeah, I don't have my discs like on the out of the case, on top of each other, underneath Webster's Unabridged Dictionary. Like, I don't have them.
Yeah,
like,
underneath a heat lamp, right?
What's wrong with you people?
Yeah, I don't understand the way they do it, but
it's a pathetic attempt to try to back up the reason why you don't want discs, and it's just pathetic. It doesn't work at all. I'm still hopeful that enough people are like, I'll do something else for a while. We'll see how they do. Like, in order for things to change in a world where you're part of it and you like the thing that's being affected, you have to be able to sacrifice. You have to be able to walk away. Like, you don't have to burn your PlayStation, throw everything out the window. Like, that's not what you have to do. But you just have to have the balls to just walk away. Like, I'm good for now.
Yeah,
I'm done. Just walk away. I'll talk to you later.
It's not even like walk away for the rest of your life. It's just walk away right now. Just walk away, right? Just not respond to them. Do not buy something from them. And this goes for any company and any person, right? I said this in the morning stream. If you go to a restaurant and you get bad service, do you go back to that restaurant? You're like, oh, they're not going to give me bad service. No, there's a moment you're like, you know what? The food was okay, but I had bad service, so I'm okay. I don't want to go to the restaurant. You just stop supporting the restaurant. You go to a different restaurant. You go to give someone else your business. That's the way it should work. If you're not happy with what's going on here, then just stop. you going, well, I just won't buy the next game that comes out.
That's not a sacrifice.
That's not,
You have to be willing to sacrifice something that you love in order to make the statement for things to get better. If you actually care about it, right? Because you have to remember, a lot of people play games now. We get it, but remember, the beginnings of the gaming industry were nerds making games for nerds. Most of us wouldn't have any friends. Like, let's just put it that way, right? So this whole thing now that it's mainstream and it's the most profitable entertainment thing in the entire world, and everyone just kind of belittles it like it doesn't matter. It does matter. It's a lot of money to be made here. And so you have to say to yourself, well, if everything sucks at the moment because they keep pushing things that I don't like, and all it is about corpo money, and it's not about the art of the guys who love to make the game and want to support them. If that's the way it's going to be, then I should just step away for a little while, because the faster that corporos are removed from the industry, the faster things will change. They follow the money. If they can't make the money that they want to make, and their investors can't make the money, then they walk. They go find something else that's going to make them money. Now, I'm not saying that's going to be 100% good for us at the very beginning, because a lot of people would say to me, well, Sarge, don't be a dick. Where do you think they get all the money to make these games? And my answer to that is, when they made the greatest games of all time, they were all broke. All the guys that made the greatest games of all time, they were all broke
because they were like a rat in the corner.
Yeah,
they have to
because they were trying to succeed.
Yeah,
that's exactly correct. So I'm willing to bankrupt a few companies in order to restart the industry with AA, single A guys and start over again, because what's going on now, completely not sustainable. And unless you guys are willing to pay $39.99 a month forever just to access some information, because they don't want you to have a hardware or software. I mean, if you're good with that, just another monthly payment for you guys. I'll put it on my Zelle, right? Whatever you guys want to do. Not me. I'll walk. I got plenty of stuff. I'll play something.
And here, I made an example the other day as well. Other people talk about, well, they're too big. You can't do it. It doesn't matter what you do. And yet, do people forget, just, was it 2 years ago, Sarge, or 3 years ago? The whole Bud Light fiasco that happened, right? Bud Light was one of the biggest companies on planet Earth as far as beers go. And then
Anheuser-Busch is a big company.
Yeah. Something happened. I won't go into it. And people were like, no, fuck that. We're not supporting it anymore.
I'll walk.
And fucking company was like,
there's plenty of beer, bro.
Correct. Right. But that's what I'm saying. It's a huge company, and people are like, I'm out.
I'm sorry. Are you short on video games? Are you short on video games?
I got plenty of video games.
Are you in a bind where you can't find something to play? Right? Because I'm pretty sure that if I eliminated all of one company's games, I still would have 14,000 games to choose from. Like
if I stop buying new games today, I have plenty of games to play for the rest of my life. Like if I was only allowed to play what launched today and older, I'm fine. I'm fine.
But this is why I don't understand their stance about it. Like the way that they are responding, it's like, well, if we lose 5% of the population, who gives a fuck? That's where they are now.
5% is a big portion.
Yeah, but not really
in their
to them.
grand scheme of
things.
Right,
not to them though, because if I can charge the remaining 183 million guys who have a console or a PlayStation, and I charge them 5% more or 10% more, they don't care. They don't care that they lost that, because the end game is what matters. The end game is the complete and total control,
right,
from soup to nuts, where if I release a game, it's my game, my system, digital. So you buy it. It's only on the system. You can only use it on the system. We tell you when you can play it. We tell you when you're not going to play it anymore, because we're going to just give you some new games. Don't worry. We're going to give you some new games afterwards. Like, that's kind of like the thing. Like, I don't.
Oh, what happened, Sarge? I can't hear you. Is that me or you? No, can't hear you. Chad, can you hear Sarge, or is it just me? Can you still hear me, Sarge? Maybe it's my end. His mic went out. Yeah, okay. So you guys can still hear me. Yeah, it sounded like something like your mic or power or something went out. All right, as he fixes that. I can hear just fine. Okay. No, hold on a second. Say unmute yourself in the actual program now. You muted yourself in the program.
How about now?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay.
All right. So what were you saying?
Where was I?
I don't know. That's what I'm asking.
If I lost my train of thought where I was with the PlayStation. I lost my point.
All right. We'll move on from this, unless maybe it'll come back to you, and if it does, just pop it in there. The next thing I want to talk about is Ubisoft is giving out free PC copies of Assassin's Creed, Far Cry, Prince of Persia, Tom Clancy to people who own them on Xbox. All right, so Xbox is making it easier for you to transfer your digital console library over to PC, at least when it comes to select Ubisoft titles. Now, an official Xbox Wire News release, a total of 13 Ubisoft games are revealed to be part of a new Xbox console to PC offer program, giving players the opportunity to play their Xbox games on PC at no additional cost. Basically, it all works as Ubisoft Connect app, which will you can install on your PC and access the following games for free if you already own them on Xbox, right? So basically, they're doing the little digital code. Yeah, if you own the disc or you own it on Xbox, like, hey, you can download it for free, whatever. Obviously, they're looking at something. I don't know if you got to sign in. But there's quite a bit of games here. You got Assassin's Creed, Mirage, Valhalla. You got Avatar, Frontier of Pandora. You got Far Cry 6, Immortals of Fex Rising. You have Prince of Persia, Lost Crown, Ride Republic, Skull of Bones. Nobody cares. The Crew 2, the Crew Motorfest, Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six Extraction, Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six Siege, and Watch Dogs Legion. It says, thankfully, it doesn't seem that there's also a whole lot of fine print here. Xbox says that they're starting today. If you buy any of the above games digitally, you immediately get both of the Xbox and PC versions of Ubisoft Connect. Meanwhile, if you already own them and any of them, the progressive rollout will begin dueling on PC versions starting on August 4th. In case you were also wondering, there's also a deal doesn't work the other way around. As Xbox says, you can only claim a free PC version with this offer. Otherwise, for most games, the addition of the game on any DLC you own will transfer right over to PC version alongside any progress you've made, so long as the game supports cross progression. So there you go. So why do you think
I'm not interested in any kind of charity from Ubisoft?
No, I get it, but why do you think Ubisoft is doing this? Why do you think they're trying to make the play here?
Oh, that's easy. They're looking for any type of goodwill at all, because they're down on the ground. Like it's a slow count to 10, but they're down on the ground. They have to come out with something so innovative and fun that you forget about what they've done to you for the last 8 years. And I don't think it's possible. Like, I actually believe it's time for certain companies to go away in order for new companies to come up, and this is one of them. I don't appreciate anything Ubisoft is doing.
Here's what I think they're doing, right? Obviously, I think they're making this announcement ahead of time because there is an event happening where they're going to talk about the Project Helix next month.
Sure.
And obviously, there's rumors going on that Helix is a PC going forward, and they want you to do this. And they made a deal because if you get Game Pass, you can have Ubisoft games and stuff, that you on EA and stuff for a certain tier.
Ubisoft Plus, yeah,
correct, right? So if you can get these, and let's say you already own these games, and now you're thinking about, well, if I go to the next Xbox, if I get the next Xbox or I play on PC, they want you to know that, hey, look, you already have these games that you already owned. Or if you want to buy them, here you go. You can get a free digital version for PC, meaning you have more of the buildup for your library. So you have more games to play off the top. You know what I'm saying? That's, I think, why they're doing this. I think they dealt with Ubisoft, and Ubisoft's like, yeah, we'll give these old games because, they're there. Skull and Bones is a live service game. The Crew's a live service game, right? A lot of these games are live service, Rainbow Six and stuff like that. So they're just trying to push people over to go, oh, look, you got these free games. Now you have 12 games, 13 games in your library already. Now you're in that ecosystem. I think this is why they're doing it. But I could be wrong. Eclipse says it's so much worse than I thought. Than that, though. I remember when we bought a game, we actually owned it. Then somewhere along the line, we just made the disc a delivery system for a digital license, not even a game. Yeah, there's a lot of problems with that. But it's funny because there is a stat out there that there's still more games on disc that you can play than there's not. It's just that the big games that people are playing,
it's convenience. It's convenience.
Right. It's convenience, and so there's actually a lot of games that you can just play on the disc still. But the majority of people that play the big games are not on the disc. They're just a key to put it in. That's where they get you. So
if you're not going to be able to convince people who have grown up owning nothing that ownership matters to them. Like this is a long process that's been happening. Like the kids that have been growing up, everything's on a tablet or everything's on your phone. You have it, then you don't have it, or you don't care about it, and then when you want it again, you'll just go pick it up again later. Like it's a convenience thing, right? You don't actually have like a stack of discs in your house. You just have a stack of files on your computer. When you want to listen to your songs, you just log on. You pick the songs that you want to hear, right? But if the music, if whatever music app you're using decides that you can't use them anymore because the licensing has run out, right, and they just take it all away from you, I think you'd be upset. But the idea is they're encroaching on that slowly. But for some reason, whatever is happening now has caused PlayStation to rip off the Band-Aid, as they say, and move quickly, because I believe that a lot of the other streamers that I've listened to and the articles that I've read, it's all says the same thing, where if PlayStation does this now, there are no laws in place to combat this.
Right.
And it's going to take time to lobby for the laws that will combat this.
And by that time, it doesn't fucking matter.
Right. And so by then, it'll be too late and you don't care anymore. Right.
It makes me wonder, that one guy that we watched yesterday, he was talking about, with all of what they're doing, he says, why are most companies sabotaging their businesses? Right. Is what he's saying. He's like, why are they making the plans that they're changing now? What do they know that's coming in the future that we don't know yet as customers? Right.
Well, I could put together the basics, right? So because birth rates are lower, you don't have the same size generations moving up the chain, which means that strictly by the population, like number of kids who are 5 years old now, or between 5 and 10, right? That group of people is smaller, which means as time goes on, the lower generation doesn't buy as many things as the generation prior, because we're doing other things. You get married, you stop playing games. Not everybody plays games forever. There's a good chunk of people that play games, but not everybody's playing games.
You might come back.
Because that number is smaller, the only way that you can quote unquote grow, because that's all they care about is growing, you have to charge more. And if you can only charge a certain amount before people start to walk away, then you have to make a closed system. If you make a closed system, then you can get reoccurring money, because it's a monthly fee, it's a subscription service, it's an updated thing, or whatever they want to call it. But that's how you retain the money, because you're not going to get more people coming in afterwards. That's number one, right?
Yeah.
Number two being the chip issue, right? You're going to say about this chip. Everyone talks about the chip issue. We're short on chips. The AI. Great.
Market
now go back
conditions.
Market conditions. All they keep saying is market conditions. Now go back and read the article that states that Micron made a deal with the top 16 companies that all want chips, and they signed a deal. Chips are a flat rate at that rate, and that's it for the next 5 years. So that means whatever happens now, chips are the same price. Now, whether that means they're going to stay at 300 or 350, that's great. But if you start talking to me about how the chips are going to go to 450 or 500 or 900 or whatever, that's a lie, because the contracts have been signed. And for 5 years, the chip prices for them, regardless if the prices go up or not, for those 16 companies, remain the same.
They
remain the same. So you guys can argue until you're blue in the face, but I can't hear the word market conditions anymore. Right. If you have, here's the best rationale is Microsoft, right? Microsoft on the right-hand side has all of the AI.
Yeah, for Copilot.
Right.
They're all in on Copilot.
Right. All this, the data centers, 100% in. Meanwhile, they're trying to sell consoles, and they can't sell consoles because the prices of the chips are tight, because they raise their own prices of the chips.
Right. They made the problem, and then they're coming out going, well, it's just the market conditions, and you guys are going to have to pay more. It's like,
Right.
yeah, but
You
you
did
caused this from
Right. You caused it.
It's like I
Right.
don't understand.
And by the way, Microsoft is part of one of the 16 people that have the chips
Sure.
under contract. So
Yeah.
I don't understand how everyone keeps talking about like I really believe that most people don't understand money and inflation, right? Inflation's been a thing forever, 3 to 5% a year. We understand. But you guys are accepting 50 to 80% inflation like it's fact. And it's just not. And so you have to just take a breath and be like, you know what? I don't really need these things right now. There's no reason I should pay 120% more or 220% more than I would normally pay because they feel like it, right? Just stop, right? We're not talking about like a necessity here. It's not a necessity thing to play video games. But meanwhile, if you have any device in your house that can get Steam or GOG or anything on there, you have games forever. It's not about the console anymore. It's just about you enjoying yourself in your spare time.
I'm going to say one more thing, and then we'll go to the next story, which links into this, right? Another thing why people for our generation, right? If you notice, you said this like 2 years ago, right? It's going to be remakes, remasters, right?
Yes, and it is.
It's much easier for a company to make remakes and remasters to the people that they know are already a fan base, like a Halo, okay? Because they already have a baked-in audience for it. Now, obviously, Halo's not doing very well because, well, it's not a very good copy of the game. But the point is, remakes and remasters is what it is. And the people that were young are now older, and we have disposable income, right? So they would rather double down, triple down on those people than try to get the young people to do certain things. Going to the next story, okay? We've got this summer, we expanded our Xbox streaming to more than 150 million TVs and devices around the world because not everyone can afford a dedicated gaming hardware. Today, we're adding millions more through, did you say that Vida OS and Hisense, okay? So more people can play the hardware they already own, okay? So Xbox is now on more TVs and more places, so you don't need to buy a console.
Weird,
okay?
Right?
It says we're continuing to bring Xbox to more devices players already own. Remember, guys, everything's an Xbox, but not really. But really, it still is. We just don't have marketing for it, right? It says, especially to those that may not be able to afford to justify buying a dedicated gaming hardware. Now, remember, they're saying all of this, and they have their event coming up next month talking about the Helix. So they're playing both sides. Like, hey, we hear you. We got that console for you. And they're like, oh, you can't afford the console? You get the television set, right? You get the tablet.
Well, this is the position. The position is how you want to say it. The true gamer, like the guy who has the disposable income, who will buy a $1,500 console because he wants to. Great, there's a spot for you. We have a $1,500 console. It's going to be great. We're going to tell you all about it. You go ahead and buy the $1,500 console. Now, for the other 39 million people who have an Xbox who can't get another Xbox because they're not going to spend $1,500 on a console, what, my TV can play Xbox games? Yes. What, I only have to give you $25 a month to play over 200 games and just busy myself, and then eventually your first party titles will end up on Game Pass anyway? Yes. So what are we talking about? They speak like they're going to be losing money. They're not going to be losing a goddamn thing, right? Remember, only Xbox is losing money. Microsoft is doing fine, right? That's the part you have to remember. Microsoft doing well, Xbox is not.
Xbox is a division under Microsoft, and Microsoft is doing just fine.
Because Xbox hasn't figured out, and I'm going to argue this. I know some people in chat are going to get mad, but let's bring it on, right? If back in the day, this is the engine you were using, and this is the staff that you had, and we were making games. Now, as tech improves, you better the engines and you better the programs for your staff so you don't have to work as hard. And that line follows. The better the tech is, you hire some more people, we make better games, like that. But for some strange reason, everyone believes now that games are so complicated to make that we need three times as many people to use the easier engines that we've made for ourselves over the years in order to make a game. That's complete bullshit. That's complete bullshit. They got greedy, are trying to make bigger zeros, And after firing people in the past few years, you don't have the talent to use the engines that you have now. So now you need to hire more people to work on the engines and program because you don't have the talent to do the job you did before. That's why you're paying too much. Not to mention the 27 layers or whatever number they want to come up with of management that you're dealing with, which is absurd. Which is absurd.
You just talked about three other topics that we have. Before we go on to those, right? So look how easy it is to play this, right? How to get the app on your TV, get started, make sure your TV is updated to the latest update, right? It appears on your homepage, and here's how. Check your TV, okay? But look, connect a compatible Bluetooth-enabled wireless controller. Controllers like your Xbox wireless controller, your Xbox adaptive controller, your Xbox Elite wireless controller, your PlayStation DualSense controller, your DualShock controller. All of them are compatible, right?
Yes.
So if you already have a system, and you're like, oh well, let me give it a shot. It's on my TV. I might as well give it a shot, right?
It's on. The games are on my phone, right, bro?
Right. And people are like, well, no one's going to game on the phone. But people are like,
on my phone,
I'm going to try it on my phone.
Right. Nobody's attaching those controllers to their phone, right, and playing. Like, we don't do that, right? Right. Nobody does that, right?
I'm traveling. This is my gaming. This is
right. Nobody does that, right? And nobody plays games on their television, right? If someone said to you, hey, by the way, the next time you turn on your TV, if you try this monthly trial that we have for Game Pass, you'll get to play 250 games.
I'll give it a shot
on your TV.
I'll give it a shot for 1 month.
Like, what are we talking about?
It's only 4 cups of coffee, bro. Only
what are
4
we talking
cups. I love it. It's only 4 cups of coffee, bro. Yeah. So
the ability for them to put games in your hand in a convenient fashion is not lost, right? They are trying to do that. The part that they're having trouble with is selling hardware at a profit is their problem. That's where it falls apart. And the $400 million games. Let me ask you a question. If the normal number of games sold in the past for a hit game was between 3 and 7 million, and they were profitable, if now you're hiring 3 to 4 times the number of people for the studio, and you can only sell the same number of games with a 10% with a $10 increase on games, how do you expect to make a profit on that game? Where's the accounting department on this? Right? It makes 0 sense. If your numbers are the same, if a hit game sells between 3 and 7, and that's a hit, and you hire 3 times as many people with a $10 increase, you're not going to make money. The math doesn't math.
Let's talk about the next. Now, this is we don't know what the number is for Fable, right? But I happen to see an old video of ours from 2020. Okay. From 2020. And I talked about Fable, and Fable was supposed to come out in 2023. Okay. But then it got delayed to 2024. Then it got delayed to 2025, which now got delayed to 2026, which is now delayed to 2027, which comes out in February. Right? So it's been delayed multiple times. Okay. So just the title from what it says Fable is reportedly an uncomfortably over budget. Now, obviously, that could mean 10 million, 50 million, 100 million.
Bro, uncomfortably. You're underwater, bro.
Right.
You're underwater. So not only did you make a studio who only makes racing games, make them make an RPG game, but you delayed their game long enough to where not only are they in a bad spot for releases, but they're under a lot of pressure. And now the pressure is on a studio that used to work really well together. And now you're going to put them in a position where if they don't do well, you're going to break up another family with another talent pool.
Right.
Because you can't pay them. It's weird how this keeps happening, right? It's almost like it's planned. It's not like it's an accident anymore. Like how many times do you need to fire your talent before you reach a number you're going to be happy with?
I want you to look at this stat right here. Okay. This is Fable 1, 2, and 3. 2004, 2008, 2010. Right? The Fable's total sales is 12 million copies. Okay. Fable 1 sold 3 million copies. Back then, fantastic. Fable 2, 2008, 5 million copies. Fantastic. Okay. Fable 3, 2010, 4 million copies. Still good. We don't know this budget, right? But if the budget's $200 million, because none of these games' budget was $200 million back then. Okay.
That's correct.
So let's just say it's 200 million. We don't know what it is, right? Could be 250, could be 300. Okay. There's no way that this game makes its money back because it's on, not just because it's on Game Pass, because it needs to be on all platforms just to make their money back. And if they sell the most copies ever, they're still 5 million copies short of what the budget's going to give them.
But that's my
How
point.
is this sustainable when they keep going over budget? Remember, they gave this franchise to a studio that's never made a game like this before. They make car games. They make very good car games.
Yes, but they needed an RPG, bro.
There's no difference between what they did here and what they did to Halo when they handed it to 343. They're like, this is a franchise we want. You're going to make it. They're like, well, we don't know what we're doing. You're going to make it because, and now they have to try to copy Fable, which they've never done before in their entire life, right? They made car games. So let's just say the game comes out and it's flawless. It's not broke. It's not buggy. It's just amazing, right? It's an amazing game. You have the smallest player base known to man on consoles right now.
Right. Xbox
You would have to have half
is
the people that
what,
own
32
a
million?
console. Yeah.
32 million?
Right.
Is it 32 million?
It's 28 million. I think it's
28 million?
30 million.
And you know not everyone's going to buy Fable.
Right. Nobody. Only 5 million people were interested at the top in 2008.
That's correct.
The franchise.
That's the number. Their numbers between 3 and 7. Yes.
Right. The people that are interested in this game right now play the old games. Max player counts 5 million people. Everybody else has never played a Fable. They're like, what is Fable? I don't know what this is. I'm not interested in Fable. Right? Because they're playing free-to-play games. They're playing Fortnite. They're playing cheaper games. They're on Roblox. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're looking for this number up here. The total franchise, 12 million copies. That's the budget that they need to sell to make their money back on this game.
Right, but I don't think that's even plausible.
I don't think so either.
The number of people that like Fable within the ecosystem that you have is not high enough for you to make back the money that you want to make. Now, once again, putting it on Game Pass makes it worse. It doesn't make it better.
Correct, because it's a first-party title.
You have listen. Let's pretend we're normal now. I'm trying to make money. Let's just pretend I'm trying to make money. If I release a game, I release the game on as many platforms as possible, and then after a year, we see where the smoke settles, and then you put it on Game Pass.
Put it on Game Pass. Yeah.
You don't put any game on Game Pass when you're first trying to sell it because you want as many people to buy it at full price as possible. That's the game. I don't understand the shooting yourself in the foot consistently by putting a first-party title, because it's first-party, on Game Pass, thinking that you're going to make
budget.
And you're thinking that the money you're going to make from Game Pass is going to offset the sales of the game. It's not.
They think like 10 times more people are going to try it because it's only $20.
But
but that's not the case.
That's correct. Yeah. Even the people, listen, if the 7 million people bought the game because they wanted to play it, what makes you think the people that have an Xbox are going to play a game they didn't want to buy in the first place? Like, do you think that everybody who sees a game wants to play it even though they didn't want to buy it?
Because it's new. Yeah, just because it's new.
Just because it's new? You're still not going to make the money back from those people. It doesn't matter. Now, if you decide to take the pool of money that Xbox Game Pass makes and want to pay Paul from Peter because you're trying to help him out, that's fine. But that's just like taking money from Minecraft to pay everybody else. Right. And not make any Minecraft.
Which they're probably doing with Elder Scrolls Online now. That's why Elder Scrolls Online is not making more content right now. They're just sitting in a holding pattern.
Yeah, I got news for you. I don't think Bethesda's making any content for any live service games at the moment. Their asses are now chained to a desk and somebody's got to make a fucking game. It's been 8 years since that teaser. 8 years means you could have had something done.
Yeah, you could have 2 games.
You could have had something done, and you have nothing done. Now, let me ask you a question. Do you believe that the microtransactions and money-making schemes from 76 and ESO are paying for that studio? You think that they're making enough money between those 2 games that they're paying the studios for 8 years to sit around and do nothing?
Well, I think so, because hold on, let me check, because I think Fallout Shelter, which is it's a mobile game. Hold on, makes per year.
Because I don't believe it.
I don't know if they say it, but maybe they say it in a overall what they what they make. Yeah, so Fallout Shelter averages.
We're not talking about shark cards. We're talking about.
No, I understand that. I'm giving you an example of it. Right, this is that mobile game that they have. Right, so
Sure.
Fallout Shelter averages roughly $3 million to $6 million per year in ongoing revenue, pulling in
Great.
about $300,000 to $500,000 per month. Okay,
Great. That sounds
so
cool.
all right, so that's bringing money in. Then you have Fallout 76. Let me see what Fallout 76. Fallout 76 makes per year. Again, these are rough numbers, right? It says the game surpassed 21 million players globally, bolstering significant. It doesn't really say. Fallout 76 Fallout First memberships provides recurring yearly income. They don't tell you how many people. It says Fallout franchise has generated 10 million of extra revenue within a short promotional windows. It doesn't really tell you what they're. And then they have ESO, right? ESO makes a lot of money for them, and that's why they've supported it like this entire time.
Yeah, but you're supporting something, but then sitting on your hands for 8 years.
Yeah.
So let me ask you a question.
Well, I hear what you're saying. There's no way they're making enough money to fund these projects. They have to be pulling it from somewhere else. I get it.
The survival of a game company was you had to make a game. It's successful, great.
Yeah, make a game.
Now we have money and we have to make another game. Not
Elder
this
Scrolls
shit where
Online.
you sit around forever.
Here you go. Elder Scrolls Online generates average of roughly $200 million in revenue per year.
That's great. That's fantastic.
That's
now,
the budget for Fable.
Now add up now add up all the studios involved, and you're paying them to sit on their ass for 8 years.
It says
$200 million is not enough.
Total earnings for the game crossed close to $2 billion overall revenue since 2014. So that could be funding a lot of stuff.
ZeniMax, Bethesda. You got to pay all these guys, man.
Well,
pay all of them.
Going from that, and then now we're talking about the next game that's well over budget, which is Gears of War E-Day. They just showed Gears of War E-Day preview today about the multiplayer, right? They showed the 12-player PvE things, which looks interesting, looks good. Okay. But before we get into the gameplay, this is supposedly $400 million. And Waterbear brought up a good point today. He said, so basically this Gears of War costs as much as all the other Gears of War combined. Okay.
Why?
And the best-selling Gears of War game has sold 6.5 or 6.7 million games. Okay, which is Gears of War 3, which is the best-selling one, right? This game's 400 million. It has to sell 10 to 11 million copies, which is double what Gears of War 3. Now, if you had the player base potentially of PlayStation of 93 million people, maybe you could do it. But you have 28 million people that own a console for Xbox. And then you have other people that are playing on PC and stuff. So you might get 2 million.
So you believe half of everyone has Xbox? Half of the population is going to buy Gears of War? Do you think that?
That's impossible.
That's impossible. My point.
Because Mario Kart on Switch 2 right now is those numbers. That's fucking Mario, right? That's Mario that's built, that's 40 years old Mario. That's beloved Mario. That's every kid that loves Mario. We're talking about Gears of War, and a gruesome game, not attracted to younger people. Okay, you're cutting out that player base of young gamers, right? You're only going for teens and adults, right? And you're going for that nostalgia because this is sort of like a remake. It's a prequel to the thing, so you're trying to sell it. Where are they getting the money from? Where are they going to make the copies? Even if this sells 7 million copies, the greatest Gears ever sold, it's still a failure. By 5 million copies.
Yes. So my question to you then is, so what's the premise here? So now you release it. Let's say it's the best ever, 7 million copies. You're still short 5 million. Now, are they really going to put this game on Game Pass day one? Because if you do, you're not going to even get set. But you're not going to get 7 million at that point. You see what I'm talking about?
Not.
Like,
yeah,
you are cannibalizing your own income. Because they're so greedy that you're trying to get the sales and the people and the back end for Game Pass. For years, everybody had to wait a year for a game to come back on PC once it was released out. Like, it comes out on console, you have to wait a year, comes out on PC. Completely standard, completely the way they wanted it because they're trying to get money. So why would you release a game like this? Yeah. That you need the most copies sold ever and put it on a service that will cannibalize your actual sales? How much money are you moving around within the company to pay Peter to steal from Paul? I don't understand.
Well, you know what the funny part is? Call of Duty's not on Game Pass this year because they lost money on that franchise, right? I think the real reason they didn't put it back on because usually it launches in October and November. And if they launch Call of Duty in the same month as Gears of War, they would cannibalize their own fucking sales because if people only buy 2 games a year and one of them is Grand Theft Auto, what's the other one, right? That they're competing for. Another problem here is they have to stop opening their mouth ahead of time saying that everything's on Game Pass, right? If a budget of a game is over a certain point, it doesn't make sense to put it on Game Pass. So if this went over the $100 million mark, they should have went, no, we can't put this on Game Pass. We have to put it out there for time exclusive. And then maybe it comes to Game Pass later, like you said earlier, right? Like it's mind boggling to me. Now let's talk about the game itself, right? What they showed in the multiplayer today, I was intrigued, right? I was like, all right, cool. I like playing the multiplayer, but I don't play Gears for thousands of hours, me personally. I'll play the campaign. I enjoy the campaigns, right? I'll play the multiplayer. We might play, I don't know, let's say 40 hours, right? 40 hours after I beat the campaign. We play the multiplayer. We play the PvE event type of stuff. What Krebsy's saying in chat here, okay, he says that Gears of War E-Day is positioned to fail. Launching on Game Pass will judge off of having low sales, is exclusive, $400 million budget, no battle passes, which would help since it's on Game Pass. Now, the only way this works on Game Pass, because it's $400 million, they said they have seasons, and they said they're constantly going to be updating stuff, and everything's earned in the game. Okay, everything's earned. There's microtransactions they have for like the Metallica gear set and stuff like that. But if they don't keep upgrading this game, and I'm not talking once every quarter, every month they have to have new map, new cosmetics, new something, right? So for you to earn, because if they go, oh well, it's a hit game, they sell let's just say they sell 7 million copies. Okay, people are like, oh, okay, I'm done. They're done for that month. They don't go to Game Pass the next month to play on Game Pass, right? So they wait. Now they wait 3 months, and they're like, oh, new thing happened. Maybe I'll go back to Game Pass. They need the people that are just playing on Game Pass. They need them to stay in Game Pass every single month. Oh, new cosmetics, sort of like what Marvel Rivals is doing. They constantly are just, but it's a free-to-play game, right? You don't have to pay anything to play that game. You could just play Marvel Rivals. They're in such trouble here, but with their model that they're doing, earning stuff, right? If you're one of those people that are going to play this game for hundreds of hours, do not play it on Game Pass. Just buy the game outright and play the game, because if you're going to put thousands of hours in, don't pay nickel and diming you as you go and play for 3 months, 4 months.
Well, let me ask you this. Do you believe after all this time, you have the same group of people who are waiting for a Gears game to come out? Because at this point, I don't
5 million, 6 million people.
I don't think you do. I think the game is past its time. I think people have moved on to other games. Their time is being taken up inside Fortnites, Roadblockses, like day-to-day games that they're playing on a daily basis, and they don't come back out again to play a game like this. You don't have the same pull, right? It's not a new game. It's an old IP that they're trying to revitalize on a first-party basis in order to get people to come back to the system. Now, it's great. It's great that you want to keep your IP inside your own ecosystem. That's fantastic, right? I wish you would treat Halo the same way as you treat Gears, right? But point being is I don't think the pull is there. I think it's too little, too late. And I think that their obsessive behavior in order to keep people inside live service games, instead of letting artists make new games to push the industry forward, is the problem where we are. Because you're not going to get those people out of there, right?
Right.
The greed of wanting everybody into their live service game stops you from being able to release a game and they go out and buy it, play it for 8-10 hours, and go on to the next game. You're missing those people now, right? By their own decision. By their own decision.
Quick, Jesse Mack, I misspoke when I said battle pass. I meant to say season, like a season pass that they have, but you don't have to pay for it. What I'm saying is a season pass, not a battle pass. Battle pass you pay for. A season pass, every season that goes through, they need to have something for you to grind for to come back. If you don't have anything to grind for, if they don't make it grinding enough and it doesn't last, if I could complete it in a month, then there's no reason to stay for the second month.
I don't know how the game controls work or anything because I haven't seen shit yet. But what they showed,
the gameplay today,
basic a little bit, right?
It looks the same.
My question is it 4 teams of 3 or
It's
3 teams of 4?
3 teams of 4.
3 teams of 4. Now,
Yeah.
that's the horde mode. Now, if you do the PvP match, is it 4 teams of 4 that are fighting,
No, it's
or is it
just
still?
It's just 2 teams.
It's just 2 teams.
Yeah, the PvP and the rank stuff is 2 teams, right?
Okay.
If you
but
play
it's still,
the PvE,
but it's still 4v4.
yeah. If you play, well, no,
Okay.
I think when you play the PvP, correct me if I'm wrong. I think it's 6v6. It could be 8v8.
All right.
I think. I don't think it's just 4v4. Maybe I'm wrong. I haven't played a Gears in a really long time for multiplayer. But for the 12-player thing, I liked what I heard because they were talking about
Missions.
Each group has its own little missions that they can do. So like group A has their mission, group B has their mission, group C has their mission. And then while you're going to your next mission, you can like crisscross and you have to help each other. And there's like boss fights that happen in the middle and you all need to converge. If one team goes down, the other team comes in and can, that seems like
fun.
Yeah, that seems like a fun thing to do.
But
plus
how
you can,
fun?
the more you play, the more you unlock, the more cosmetics you unlock, the more they said all that stuff is earnable in the game, except they said, for the cosmetics with the
top tier
Metallica, and then the top tier stuff, you get points by playing ranked match. Now I was a little confused this morning when I heard the thing because I didn't know if rank was the only way you could get the points or playing anything gets you the points to unlock stuff. The way they sounded was that if you play ranked, you get points, and then you can get the higher gear stuff is what I understood, but I could be wrong. Okay, so someone's saying most likely it's 5v5. Okay. So if it's 2 teams of 5v5, okay, but they have different game modes for that. I'm interested in the 12-man mission, right? I think if they keep that fresh, change the maps, so you're not doing the same 3 maps over, and then like next month they bring in another map and so on and so forth, keep me coming back, that makes sense then. You know what I'm saying? Like, we'll play it. Why? Well, it's on Game Pass, right? So I'll play it on Game Pass, and if I like it, and it's a really fun game, maybe I buy it. Okay. Otherwise, I'm going to play it. And then I'll not play it for months and months and months, let the content build up. And then I'll play it down the road and go, oh, let's try it again. We haven't played in 6 months. See what's going on. And then jump back in and play it again, you know?
Yep.
So, I don't know. The game, Gears, I've always liked Gears. I played Gears 5. You never played Gears 5, right? You didn't play the last one.
Okay, let me make sure I get that right. Was that the one where there's the open world segments where you're on the little sailboat, you can slide around the ice?
You're playing the girl character.
Yes, I did play it.
Okay,
I didn't finish it, but I played it.
I thought it was good. I didn't think it was the greatest one of all, but it was good. It was an interesting story and stuff like that. I like the Gears series. I think we might, if you're up for it, we don't have to do it on Wednesdays. Like we can do it on the weekend and just like play through casually.
You want to go through the series?
Yeah, I think we can.
Or do you want to play a specific one?
I mean, we can start at the beginning and then just put them up there. You know what I mean?
Okay.
I think we could do that. So we don't have to do it on Wednesdays. We can do something else on Wednesdays and then just upload these, why it comes out and then kind of build up until we get to the newest one. Then we can play it. Yeah, I don't know. I think, look, I think this is going to be a popular Gears. I do. I think a lot of people are interested in it again. I think it is. I'm against you. I think it is going to be popular. I don't know if it's going to be the biggest popular, but it's definitely going to be more popular than the last one. Okay, which people didn't have a big thing for, right? I think a lot of people are interested because it's the prequel leading into Gears, right? I think more people will come back for this one, but they're definitely not going to get 12 million people, right? They're definitely not going to get that much. And now that they took it off of PlayStation, I had this conversation this morning. Asha Sharma said, we're coming back to Xbox and we're making exclusives, right? And we're taking E-Day and we're taking Clockwork Revolution and we're putting it as exclusives. She didn't say timed exclusives. She just said we're bringing exclusives back. If she comes out down the road because sales are under and they don't make anything close to what they need to sell and they need PlayStation to get over that hump, right? They need to sell an additional 5 million over on PlayStation. And she says, oh, we're coming to PlayStation now? Done. She completely ruins her credibility and everything because she just told everybody that exclusives are coming back to Xbox. So you can't ever release E-Day to PlayStation. You can't ever release Clockwork Revolution to PlayStation because if you do, no one's going to trust anything that comes out of your mouth from the future.
Well, the one saving grace I think we should look at is the fact that somebody who owns, let's say if you own multiple things, as someone who owns a PlayStation's got a PC too, right? You got a PC, you got a PlayStation. But the guy who owns the PC and the PlayStation has a TV, and that TV can get Game Pass on it. You see what I'm saying? Like even someone
Game Pass on PC though.
No, I understand that. But what I'm saying is a PlayStation player who doesn't have Xbox, has a television that can get Game Pass on it, doesn't have to buy an Xbox, can still play Gears on a television on Game Pass. Like, I think that's what they're relying on, because you cannot be relying on the number of people who own a console and think that you're going to sell 25% of people who own a console are going to buy Gears. I don't think that's a plausible scenario, but it is plausible for someone who has a television and has Game Pass and not an Xbox in order to give them money for Game Pass. Like, that's the only way I can see this working, because under normal conditions of purchasing to make the money, not going to happen. You're not going to sell that many copies.
Right. Well, we are kind of already talked about this story, right? So Game Pass was supposed to save Xbox. Instead, it's killing the company. Now,
but they do it themselves.
Right. See, we said this in the very beginning. You can go back to GXG, right? We have 498 episodes. Back in like 2020, 2021, when Game Pass started coming out, and I was talking about it, saying that Game Pass is Xbox's future. This is what they're betting on. A lot of people are like, this is not. I said, they are. This is what they're going for, right? I also said that it's not sustainable because of what they're doing, because of back then, remember, they didn't have as many games coming to Game Pass as they do now.
Old games.
Just about 3 years ago.
Give something to play with. Give some people to play with. That's all it's supposed to be.
3 years ago, they started putting way more games onto Game Pass, okay? Because they bought Activision Blizzard, and they're like, oh, we need to, try to. Game Pass would work if you didn't put your multi-$100 million games that you're paying for up front of your own accord and then put them on Game Pass. You're killing yourselves because of that. It's been proven that third-party games make money on Game Pass because they're getting more exposure. They make enough money over that, and they're getting paid up front. Again, Phil Spencer said each contract is different, right? But you can see it over and over and over again. People are like, yeah, because of Game Pass, we made it. But there's other stories of people like, we didn't make it but they undercut themselves because they didn't take money up front, or they didn't get enough sales to cover the part that they got paid up front, right? But games like Expedition 33, Pal World, Blueprints, right? All of these other type of games succeeded on Game Pass. Why? Because they were lower cost games. Third-party games got money up front, where first-party games, this is why Pete Hines left Bethesda, okay? Supposedly, Starfield and Bethesda had a deal with PlayStation. It was supposed to be a timed exclusive. Xbox looked at that and said, we can't let this happen, okay? So we have to money had it, which they bought Bethesda back in 2021 and said, well, and remember, there were stories back then, Sarge. Is Starfield going to be exclusive? Is it not going to be exclusive? I said, they can make it exclusive if they want to because they bought the company. They decided to make it exclusive. Pete Hines was pissed off because they were supposed to get a shit ton of money from PlayStation, and it was also going to be sold on Xbox and on PC. But then Xbox took them over and said, well, we're putting you on Game Pass. There was this whole chunk of money going bye-bye now, because if they were on PlayStation and they were on Xbox and they were on PC and there was no Game Pass, they were making money on all fronts. But now you're giving that option of, well, you can play Starfield on day one on Game Pass. And people are like, all right, well, then that's what I'll do then. I won't spend your $70 on your video game. And it wasn't on PlayStation, right? So all of a sudden it just went and just got cut. So I don't think Game Pass is killing Game Pass. I think the fucking idiots working at the company that don't understand how to make money, 14 levels of management that they just fired, don't know how Game Pass was supposed to operate. Like you said earlier in the show, like we've said in the past, don't put the big games day one on Game Pass. Just put the demo, like we talked about a couple weeks ago. Put a little tasting of the game, so people are like, "Oh, this is cool. I'll go buy it." Right? Or wait, because the people are either going to buy the game or they're going to wait. They were going to buy the game or wait anyway, right? Because that's what they have. They're like, I have $70. How many games can I buy this year? This is out of my price range. I'll wait.
Everybody had to wait. Even the PC players, we all had to wait a year. We all had to wait a year when something came out. We had to wait a year before we got to play it. That's just the way it was. And when it came, and when a year later, when it comes out on a PC, were the sales slumpy? No. because everybody on PC wanted the damn game.
Well, there's also a lot of less games back then as well, right? Now there's just so
Yes, your piles of games
keep piling on you. You know what I mean? You're like, you get up, you get knocked over again. You're like, oh, there's another game coming at you.
It's never about the number of games. It's about who your friends, what friend circles you're in, who's talking about what, and the amount of time you have. Nobody has unlimited time, right? If you got 20 hours a week to play video games, you find the games you're going to be drawn to. You're going to talk to your friends. Your friends are going to tell you to play something. You're going to move over to that game. That's how it works, right? Do you think most people are sitting around looking up games to play all by their lonesome? No. You're in your friend circles talking about shit. You all have different tastes. You're all playing different shit. And then someone finds something and goes, hey, try this. Hey, you should look at this one. Like, that's how it works.
Right.
You think we're swiping left? Like dating sites? I'm just staring at games for 6 hours. I'm going down the list looking for something to play. Like, no, bro. I would go nuts. I would go nuts if I was doing that.
Oh, of course there's a lot of
crap games.
Yeah, of course there's a lot of crap games. Right. But there's also,
how many channels of your 500 channels on cable are good, Eric?
Right. But because there's a lot more crap games, there's also a lot more better games out there because there's so many fucking games out there. Right. If there's 19,000 games and 18,000 games are terrible and there's still 1,000 games that are good,
you still can't play them all.
Right. You can't play them all. It's impossible. It can be 500 brand new games that are awesome. You can't play them all. It's impossible to play that many games. Right. We have to go to work. We have to have jobs.
If I take their numbers at value, right? If there was 18,000 games last year,
19.
right? Okay, sorry, 19,000 games. You're exactly correct. If 18,000 of them sucked, they were just complete dog water. Okay,
dog shit.
You still couldn't play the other 1,000 games. You probably gonna pick 6, maybe 8. If you're not married, you could get 10 in there, right?
Look, here's a perfect example. Right now, people are watching us on YouTube. There's 6 million channels, okay, of content creators making content on the thing. I have a small portion of how many people are watching. 42 people are watching us, right? There's a shit ton of content, and you don't have time to watch it all. You could watch 10-minute videos. You could watch 5-minute videos. You could watch 100 1-minute videos. Time is time. You only have a certain amount of time in the day, and you can't watch everything. It's impossible. It's impossible to play all these games.
But that's why the live service model is a self-inflicted wound. If you're trying to encapsulate people into your own ecosystem, it even eats into your own sales. Never mind your opponent's sales, right? Beforehand, everyone made games, 6 to 10 hours. You played them, you finished them, you hated it, you returned it, you're done with it, and you're moving on. If I have 35% of the population playing 3 games only because that's what they're stuck in because of your live service method, you have destroyed your entire population base to buy the 6 to 10 hour games to keep you guys afloat because you think that they're going to come over to play this other game. They're not.
Right.
They're not. So you destroyed your own industry by inventing the live service game because your greed was so insurmountable that you couldn't control it, that you wanted to have, I gotta have them forever. Like, I can have 30 million people over 3 years play my game and then they go play something else. I would make a fortune and we'd be fine, right? It would be totally fine. But they want the 30 million people forever.
Right.
They want them forever. So even if you make another game and you go, hey, we made another game, and they're like, shut the fuck up, I'm over here playing this. Like you're in the same game forever. Like you don't even buy anything else.
All right, we're gonna do a couple quick stories.
Absurd.
Here. All right, we're gonna do a couple quick stories here. We got more of an announcement type of stuff, right? We have Fortnite's next season is themed on gaming legends, including Sonic, Persona, and more. Okay, so fresh details have emerged regarding the upcoming new season in Fortnite, confirming widespread rumors that the focus will be on gaming legends. Okay, currently the midst of Chapter 7, Season 3, which introduced a collectible sprites, featured major collabs with John Wick, DC, and Spider-Man, but they're all set to be blown out of the water by the next season's focus. Okay, so the focus of gaming legends has been revealed, and reliable Fortnite leakers with the details said that uncovered through encrypted files discovered that the latest Fortnite update, rumor mill has suggested there will be also focus on the season for a while, emerges more concrete links showcases. Okay, so it said that like Sonic, Persona series, Mega Man, Tetris, Pac-Man will be featured, and it'll be interesting to see how some of these franchises are incorporated. All right, so what do you think, Sarge? I know you don't play Fortnite in any way, shape, or form. What do you think of these like collabs they do? And now that they're bringing Sonic and Mega Man and Pac-Man,
the guys in the office have to come up with stuff every couple of months, man. I mean, eventually you're going to run out of ideas, right? You're not going to be able to keep the 20 million people in the game forever. I think it's a good idea. I think everyone loves these old characters. I'm sure a lot of people who play the game are going to find a character they're going to want to play with. I would play as John Wick if I actually gave a shit about the game, but I don't. Like, I don't like to involve myself in these type of game, but I think it's a good idea. I mean, if you did it this way, you could probably offset this every so many months and do another character collab with a different company. You know what I mean? Like, you wouldn't do like another group like this next season, but you would like wait 3 or 4 seasons and they could do another collab of characters from a different series of games. Same type of thing. Like they could be doing seasonal stuff too. They could be doing like horror stuff during the Halloween month. You know what I mean? Like they could do like all the horror characters. You run around. Imagine you were running around in Fortnite as all the horror characters. I know like the little kids wouldn't do it. But they could.
There's sometimes me and my son play, and we just play as the Star Wars characters, or we play as the Marvel characters, right? There's so much. Look, I know people hate Roblox. I know people hate Fortnite. I know people hate Minecraft. But these 3 franchises, okay, what they're doing is absurd, right? Like, it's crazy the amount of stuff, because not only there was a story that we talked about a couple weeks ago about Mecha Chameleon, right? We watched the Bellier News video where he was talking about how there's so many copycats of Mecha Chameleon that came out on Roblox itself that were doing more player base than the actual game of Mecha Chameleon, okay? Mecha Chameleon sold like 15 million copies at $5, right? They're fantastic. They're good. They're making their next game and stuff like that. We're still supporting it. But Roadblock has got this ecosystem that they're in. Fortnite's got this ecosystem. If you want to play Star Wars, you can play Star Wars. You want to play Teenage Mutant Turtles, you can play Teenage Mutant Turtles. You can make your own worlds. There's like these different levels and jumping puzzles and all this stuff. Minecraft, same thing, right? Like this is why Battlefield 6 is trying to become that, but it doesn't fit the Battlefield 6 genre because it's a military sim. It's not supposed to be, right? Roadblocks, Fortnite, and Minecraft, it fits that feel because of what the games are. So they can literally do anything. And Disney, remember, they signed that contract with them where supposedly later this year, we're going to hear about the Disney Fortnite, whatever they're doing, where I don't know if it's going to go to Disney theme park or whatever they're doing. You can see glimpses of what they're doing with the Simpsons. You can see glimpses of what they're doing with Marvel and Star Wars. So we'll see what happens later in this year with Fortnite. I think this is going to be cool, right? I don't know how the powers are going to work. Like, is Sonic going to run super fast around the board and he's got a SMG and stuff like that? Like, I don't know, but we'll see. I'll be honest. I have no interest in Fortnite as it goes. And then all of a sudden they put in like one thematic thing. If it's like Star Wars, I'm like, oh, I'll go check out Star Wars. They put in the Simpsons last year.
But that's why they keep bouncing stuff around, because you're gonna pull somebody in from something.
Yeah, the Simpsons map was fantastic, and now they brought it back for reload. It just started today. I might go back and play it again because it was just so good.
What is it like? It's like the real thing of Springfield.
It's the island, but you have like the buildings. It's like you're in the cartoon. You're running around with the cartoon. And
is everything on the island Simpsons?
Everything on the island last year was the Simpsons. I don't know what it is now, but yeah, it was the whole island was Simpson themed, and they had Easter eggs left and right. You can go to Moe's Tavern and pick up the phone, and you had the jokes and stuff like that. You could go, like, if you watch the show Simpsons, there was Easter eggs all over the place. It was like, I was like, oh, this is so cool, right? Something different.
That's the idea. That's the idea.
Another quick story we got here is Pokemon Company made $15.7 billion in retail sales in 2025. Just 2025, Sarge. Pokemon Company made $15.7 billion in retail. Do you know why they don't make a good Pokemon game? I don't know why. Because they can do the minimal viable product.
They don't need to.
and they make all the money. I know this is retail as far as like the cards and stuff like that, but god damn, $15.7 billion for Pokemon cards. No wonder Pal World's getting into it.
It's insane, dude. It's insane.
Then we got
$15.7 billion in a year on cards. Cards, retail, yeah. Yeah, cards.
So we got 2 quick stories where we have this one, which is Madden. Okay, Madden 27 will test the waters again with the microtransactions. Okay. A few weeks ago, we did the story with the college sports, okay, college football, and they backtracked what they were doing, the microtransactions in there. Okay. But now, when asked whether to increase the microtransactions in the games, they had anything to do with the pending sale of Saudi Arabia PIF, one source said they couldn't be sure, but they increased the revenue was heavily discussed internally. Okay. It says the same source said that they believe that the mistake came with college football was a lack of upfront communication. This is what EA got from this, right? So they said that the company is aiming to be clearer with the communication on the plans in order to avoid surprises like that to happen with College Football 27. So regarding they accepted the social media response of the fans and creator sources of EA prepared for what likely to come. Well, they hope that a better communication. So EA is like, we're going to just communicate better. We're going to tell you now that we have microtransactions in the games and suck it up, right? That's what they got because they weren't clear with the first game. So they're telling you now that there's going to be microtransactions in the Madden game. And where do you think that money goes, Sarge? Where do you think all that extra money goes?
Well, let's put it this way. So the guys who work for EA, who have been slowly building up the microtransactions between the Madden series, the FIFA series, and the rest of the series that they make, now that it's going to go private, the guys who run EA are going to collect the biggest payday check they've ever seen in their life. The company's going to go private, and they're going to walk away. Now, whoever's left to run the company then has to run it the same way in order for the person who's in charge now to make back that 55. Is it 55 or 58? What is it? 55 or 50? $55 billion, right?
Yeah.
So a private, we're thinking it's a sheik or somebody in Saudi Arabia. It's got to be one of the princes or something.
Well, there's
right?
3 companies that own them now. Yeah.
Yeah. So $55 billion for EA, right? Those guys are going to walk, right? It's the dream job. You've milked us dry. You've raised the price of everything. And now that somebody saw how much money can be made from selling video games, they're going to buy it from you for $55 billion. I'm pretty sure that will be the end of EA. Because
EA's done. Yeah, EA's done.
Yeah. Well, what will happen is somebody will be taking over the reins and to be trying to do the same things over and over again. I'm hoping eventually they just learn, because after it goes private, you're not going to hear any more about sales because there's not anything to talk about anymore because it's not publicly traded. Once it stops being publicly traded, no release of information needs to be had at all. You're going to just hear about games being released. That's it.
And if it does good, they'll tell you it did good. And if it does bad, they'll just stay quiet.
And that's all you'll hear.
Yeah. So Battlefield 6 record-breaking success earns the EA CEO $38 million payday, but laid off the devs aren't around to celebrate.
Yeah, weird.
Right? All hands on deck. Five studios.
Why wouldn't you just wait? Why wouldn't you just wait a year before you give them the bonus? Why would you fire a bunch of people and then the money you're all saved and all of a sudden they get a bonus? Like that's just fucking cold, bro. It's cold-blooded.
So CEO got an $8 million raise thanks to how Battlefield 6 performed 4 months after the devs responsible for the making of the game got laid off. Sure. Battlefield 6 was the highest selling game of 2025, beating Call of Duty, Black Ops 7, NBA 2K26. It sold over 7 million copies in just 3 days and was the best selling across Xbox and PC at the time. Right. However, in March 2026, just 5 months after celebrating the most successful launch in Battlefield franchise ever, EA laid off the undetermined number of employees across Battlefield teams to better align itself to what matters most to our community.
Bonuses.
Money.
Bonuses. Yeah, bonuses matter most.
Money.
Yeah.
So now comes July. EA's SEC filings have released showing the CEO, Andrew Wilson, total compensation for 2026 financial added up to $38.6 million as pointed by the PC Gamer. This is an $8 million increase from the total compensation from the previous year. So he got a bonus or whatever. And there was other people that also got bonuses
of course
as well. So there you go.
So I guess regardless of if they fired those people or not, he was getting that bonus, right?
Well, I find it funny that everyone's like, well, you got to buy the games because you got to support the devs. You got to support the devs. You got to support the devs. Well, you supported the devs and they took the devs' money because they fired the devs that you supported and he put it in his pocket. He's like, hey, I appreciate you guys for supporting the devs. And they walked away, right? This is why no pre-orders, no day one, no full price for a half-ass game because that game is still broke, still buggy. 50,000 people concurrent playing on.
It doesn't matter.
Because they already got the money.
It did what it needed to do.
Yep.
It filled up the piggy bank. That's it.
So,
and they're still mad. They're still mad they can't turn Battlefield into a Fortnite.
Into a Fortnite.
They're still mad about it. Yeah, they're still trying to figure out how to do it.
Yeah, it took them. They put Portal in last time 5 years ago, and it didn't work then. Portal's in there now. People play Portal, but it's not what they thought it was going to be because that's not why people buy the game. They play it to play a military game. I'm looking really forward to War Dogs. I really am. The more and more I watch,
when is that supposed to come out?
there's an early access, I think, this weekend, which I'm out of fucking town, so I can't play it. But I think it's this weekend. And then it's supposed to come out, I want to say in the next 2 months or so in early access.
So September?
End of August, September, something like that. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm excited to see what that is. All right. We're going to talk a couple other stories, and while we do that, we're going to get you guys queued up for Q&A. Put a Q in front of your question. We'll mark it in the chat, and then we'll answer your questions, or maybe answer your questions. I do appreciate you very much for participating. One of the things I want to talk about, Sarge, is this thing as we wait for Q&A to come, questions to come in. Okay, Star Wars: A New Hope triple take. Okay, this is a new telling. Okay, so it's a new novel coming out, right? Newcomers of the Star Wars, but two have experience in the graphic novels following young adults and kids on huge adventures with their popular flipbook series. Double booking and what bigger adventures they haven't brought with Luke, Leia, and Han together. It's a retelling. Okay, might sound surface level at first, but given how different Luke, Leia, and Han are from one another, they're excited to see a new perspective on all three heroes and deeper insight into their thoughts in the original film. So obviously, it's telling very little, but this is the foot in the door. This is the stop, right? This is the beginning of telling a different story, because I understand that maybe they don't change anything, right? But they're telling it from a different perspective, where before it was technically a perspective from the droids telling the story, but now they're telling the story from Leia's point of view, Luke's point of view, Han's point of view. So how do you think this is going to go? How do you feel about this? Again, it's just the book version, right? Just like people said, oh, well, you know, in the comics, this happened. In the book, this happened. If this is the first book that you pick up and you read this and you think whatever happens in this story is canon, is the new canon, does that destroy what, Disney wants to make the redo? They want to make the original trilogy over again. You know that.
Oh, for sure, because then they can't make money anywhere else. I'd have to see what they do with it first. I mean, I think it's interesting that they would try to do a different take, but I think they're just trying to reach for something that might not even be there. Like, what do you want to know? Like, what do you want to know? Like, what Luke was thinking about prior to Obi-Wan visiting him? You know what I'm saying? Like, right. He was a farm boy raised on a desert planet, protected by his aunt and uncle, who was told his father died in a war. Right. So from the time he was a little baby, all he did was grow up in the desert. Right. Now, regardless of what you think about what his thoughts are, his narrative is going to be, he was just a kid growing up on a desert planet. Like, he didn't do anything. Right. He lived a boring life. Leia, on the other hand, was the daughter of a senator. So she was around adults talking about politics for her entire life. So she got put into politics early in life. And then you have Han Solo, between the movie that we saw and the other novels that I have read in the past. He had no parents. His parents had died, and he became a thief. He had to, in order to survive, and graduated from thief to smuggler. So we already know what they are. They just happen to intertwine together in the movie. That's how it happened. So what narrative are you going to tell me about the three characters?
I look, this is such an easy layup for these companies. All they got to do is take the movie. If they want to make the original trilogy over again, just take the movie and animate it. Don't change anything, right? Literally just take it shot for shot, word for word, the whole entire film, throw it into co-op or co-pilot, okay, or whatever program you want, convert it into this style of art that you see in the novel, okay, and then start pushing that out to kids that want to watch Star Wars. Because if kids like manga, then make it look like manga, right? Sure. Make it look like that, but just tell the exact
story,
right? Shot for shot, just turn it into the thing, and people are like, oh, cool, right? Because then people be like, oh, when I was younger, I watched the animated version of Star Wars, right? And they won't know anything about the original trilogy. They'd be like, oh, I never watched the first one, right? The original, but I watched the cartoon version. It was awesome, right? Like, it's such an easy thing to do, and yet they're like, nope, we can make it better. We can do it better. We could change a little thing, because if they just change one little thing, for instance, when the Acolyte came out, right? Keon Mundy, right? They changed his birth date. They changed him where he was alive during a time he wasn't supposed to be alive. They brought in Yoda and certain things. It's like, they're like, in their heads, they're like, oh, it's just a small change. But it's like measuring something. If you're off like this, it's like you're off by like this at the end because of the changes that you've created. It's like, why? Why did you could have introduced anybody into that scenario. You could have made up a new character for that purpose.
Too difficult, too hard. I gotta think.
But they don't want to do that. They want to change things. So I'm a little worried about this, right? Because even if they're telling the same story, but they say something else about Leia, or or they change,
make something up.
Yeah, make something up, or change something with Luke, or change something with Han, and you're just like, that's not how it went. That's not what it is. It changes the trajectory of the stuff. It's like a butterfly effect. You know what I mean? So,
well, what makes it more difficult is they're trying to reinvent something that was perfectly fine the way it was, because they have to take credit for it. That's the issue. The ego, you can sense the ego in the arguments about Star Wars brand. They are unwilling to acknowledge that the original trilogy is what it is, and it was magical because of what it was, and they can't copy it, and so they have to redo the old one to make money on it, because they don't have the talent to come out with what they need to do.
They can tell all the stories from Return of the Jedi.
I know, bro. I
know.
know.
The First Order. They could change. There's 30 fucking years that they can tell stories in.
I already told you.
If they wanted to stay in the same canal thing.
If you want to fix Star Wars, all you have to do is the Timothy Zahn trilogy, and Star Wars will be back.
They are doing, but they're going to fuck it up.
But they won't do it they won't do it the way the books are. They're going to do it their way.
Right. Did you see Star Wars Theory's new Vader film? It came out 2 days ago.
No, I did not. Just send me the link.
Go watch that. That's cool.
You know what did bother me? Somebody said it to me a little while ago during the morning show, and I can't get it out of my head. If you look, this is a Halo comment now. I'm sorry, I'm jumping around, but I just remembered it. I think it was from, I don't know if it was, everything was Crowded House. Crowded House said it to me. He said that if you look at Cortana in the new Halo game, if you look at him, it looks like Astacross with a wig on.
I saw that, yeah.
Right.
Someone said that.
And then I looked at her, and it does look like Astacross.
Yeah, you can't unsee it now.
I can't unsee it. I see Cortana and I see Astacross. That's fucked up, bro.
Yeah.
That's fucked up.
One last story before we go, which I thought was funny, and then we'll do Q&A. Cloud gaming, Sarge, could benefit from $1,000 consoles, says Amazon. No shit.
I think we're on the no shit moment.
Yeah,
no shit.
Raise the game prices, raise the console prices. What do you mean? Come on over. It's part of your Amazon Prime account.
Yep.
Right? They don't need the whole market. They just need a small little percentage of the market. All right. That's all I wanted to bring up. We talked about that earlier.
Yeah, but you're talking about a percentage of the market who has a television, not a percentage of the market who's got a game console.
Correct.
That's different.
Well, let's see this for a second. How many people own a TV with internet? Okay, approximately 88% of the U.S. households, about 115 to 120 million homes, own an internet-connected TV or streaming devices. An individual connected TV viewing totaling roughly 243.6 million people, which includes both smart TVs and built-in internet capability for the TV, right? So that's just in the U.S., right? That's just in the U.S. Let me see internet.
Which means it'll be fine. They'll be fine.
And then smart TV ownership is projected to exceed 1.1 billion households worldwide, representing about 51% of the global households.
Yeah.
Okay.
You'll take 5% of that.
Right.
You need like 8%. You don't even.
Well, the funny part is Xbox went from being third place when they were sharing 250 million people, right? Total for the thing. And now they're last place in a 1.1 billion market for just television sets, not even consoles.
Well, things haven't ramped up yet. You haven't given people the option to say, "My God, that's so expensive." Oh wait, I can play it on my TV. Like you haven't got to that moment yet.
Right.
Because when you get to that, when you get to that moment, that's when the momentum will start up for them.
Yeah, because they'll turn it on when they'll be like, "What's that?" Xbox. Oh,
And you
shit.
they have a deal, they have a deal that when you turn on your television for your smart TV, there'll be like a little promo thing
Oh,
for
they'll push
Xbox
it.
stuff in the
Oh,
corner.
100%.
Absolutely.
100%. And they can tell you what you're playing and how long you're playing it for. It's all built into the television set, right? They know what
Yep,
commercials you're watching and whatnot. So,
that's correct.
all right, let's go to top story or not top stories. Q&A. All right, let's see. We got first question. Altern says, "Will you be playing on stream the Master Chief Collection just for fun?" If I do stuff like that, because we only play Shooting the Shit with Sarge on Wednesdays, and sometimes we're just playing like the latest greatest game. If we do stuff like this, like the Gears of War or maybe the Master Chief Collection, me and Sarge will probably play on the weekend. I probably won't stream it, but we'll record it and then I'll throw it up on 30 and Still Gaming is probably what we'll do if we do stuff like that. Next question. Altern says, "Now that you have played the Halo remake, do you have faith that Halo Studios can deliver good new Halo game?" No. I have zero faith that they can make a good Halo game. They can't even make a good replica of a Halo of a good Halo game. There's no way in hell they can make a good Halo game on their own that has nothing to do with the remake. What do you think, Sarge?
Don't even need words for this one. Sorry. I don't know how many chances you need.
Eric Jones says, "Gears E-Day, over or under 3 million sales?"
Over.
I'll say 3 million will just be PC. I believe that. I believe it'll sell 4 to 5 million copies. It'll be more on PC than on console. But I think they get 6 to 7 million.
Is it going to be crossplay? Is it going to be crossplay? Can you play PC and Xbox together?
I would hope so. If it's not,
yeah, I hope so.
I don't know that answer. I don't know that answer. What do you think? You think it's over?
It's over. I mean, it's over and it still fails. Let's put it that way.
Right.
Right.
It's not over enough.
It's like 4 million sales plus, and they're still failing. That's how it'll be.
Let me see. We still got a couple questions coming in. All right, next question. We got Altern says, "From something you said in the morning, since there are so many content creators, would you say near or more than 1 million sales on games are content creators alone?" I would say it's pretty close to that. I would say it's probably just under 1 million people that are content creators. Because someone popped up on my channel today that has 84 subscribers. 84 subscribers. They bought the $300 Halo edition because in their head they're like, well, this is the greatest game, right? Of Halo. It's the newest game, right? I've never owned it before. They're like, if I spend the money and I stream, my stream will become bigger, right? People will come and watch me play the game. But unfortunately, if the game is not good, no one's coming, right? So that person that obviously is not monetized yet, not anything, they spent $300 on that game. So I would say, I would say it's close. I would say it's between 750,000 to 1 million people on YouTube that will buy something because they think they can grow their channel instantaneously because they don't know how YouTube works, right? Great chance, like win the lottery, okay? And they go out and buy the game, the latest, greatest game, because they think they're going to beat the algorithm in some way, shape, or form. I think it's just about under 1 million people that would do that.
Yeah, I probably would.
I'm talking about the big games, like the big games.
I would agree with that.
Altern says, "Would you be trying out the new PvE mode in Marvel Rivals?" I did. I talked about it in the beginning of the show. I played 4 different characters of the 6 characters. I played Iron Man, Hawkeye, Hulk, and Captain America. I still have to try Thor, and I still have to try Black Widow. But yeah, I'll go back and play it. Sarge is not. He doesn't need to answer this because he's not.
Yeah, I'm not playing Rivals.
Krebsy says, "How long till we see layoffs at not 343 since Halo Studios just shipped campaign involved, all the rumored problems at the studio and rumors this was only a project?"
6 weeks.
I'm going to say under that.
6 weeks.
I'm going to say by September. Well, I guess that's about right.
That's,
No,
that's
I'll,
6 weeks.
yeah, I'll say that
That's
about
6
right.
weeks.
Yeah, I'll say between 5 and 6 weeks.
Yeah, because it'll
4 to 6
be
weeks.
because September will be the end of the quarter for the third quarter.
Yeah,
That's why.
I think we hear layoffs of that studio.
I mean, if they're going to get bonuses before the end of the third quarter, they got to get rid of some people. That's how that works. You know.
I agree. I concur. Krebsy says, "Is the Star Wars triple take Star Wars 50th thing? If it isn't, what is the 50th thing? That is the 50th thing. That's the 50th thing. To celebrate the 50th anniversary, they're making this new novel of doing the triple take of Star Wars, which is telling the story between Han, Leia, and Luke. And there's other books as well coming out as well, but that one is a retelling, reimagine of the original trilogy.
I can already smell the controversy coming from it. I can already smell the controversy coming from it, and the book hasn't even out yet.
I don't know when it does come out.
You'll know, trust me, because every media thing on the planet will be making you want to click articles because they're going to be talking shit about it the entire time.
Yeah. Krebsy says, "What do you think should be done with Starship 40 that surprisingly survived re-entry? Once built, would you travel to Cape Canaveral to watch Starship launch?" I don't have to travel to Cape Canaveral. I can go out my back and look to my left, and I can see it. I mean, it's not gigantic, but even when you drive over there to Cape Canaveral, you're still 7 miles away because you can't get any closer than that. They block it off. But I've seen multiple launches. Have you seen one of these launches yet, Sarge, with your own eyes? Yeah. So I know it's a little bit of a drive for you. It's 45 minutes for me. But yeah,
It's crazy.
I'm 40 miles away now, so I'm just driving, 32 extra miles just to see it a little closer, and I'm still super far away.
You have to be that far away in case something bad happens, man.
Oh yeah.
Did you ever watch the catastrophic failure of Contact? Remember the movie Contact when the sphere thing explodes and the things flying everywhere? You need to be 7 miles away.
Yeah.
From rockets and stuff that blow up.
Yeah, every time a launch goes, and they're happening all the time now, which is fantastic. Because before it was like
Ghost Town.
It was a big thing. Like when a launch went off, it was like packed. Now it's packed, but it's not as packed because there's just launch after launch after launch.
So often.
It happens so often now. We're kind of just jaded by it. It used to be amazing.
It's magical, and now it's a car driving down the street.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
It's magically awesome, but at the same time, it's like I've seen it before. It happened on Monday. It happened on Wednesday. It's on Saturday now.
Yeah.
That's what happens. Unfortunately. It's like playing a brand new game and then getting sick of that game because you played too much.
It's just what it is, man. It's just what it is.
When you leave a dead game, will you make an announcement you're leaving? And do you want articles written about it? I saw this, right? So Dado, I think that's who you're talking about. Dado does that. I made a joke about it in Discord. I said, "Oh my God, Altern," because me and Altern watched the video where he was crying when they stopped supporting Destiny, and he was just like, "Oh," and he broke down. I get it. He became very famous and made his business off of it. I totally get it. Like his last decade, he even said it. He's like, he said half of my adult, or actually his whole adult life has been playing that game, right? Because he was like in his teenage years when he started, and now he's a young adult. You know what I mean? Like he's almost 30, and so I get it. But making an announcement, it's like, bro, just you have a clientele. I don't like people are like. There was another guy I talked about him a couple days ago. I saw a clip of it. MBG. Right? I don't know why I can't remember 3 fucking letters. MBG is a content creator or whatever. And I guess like 2 weeks ago, he like held up his PlayStation and was like, "That's it, boys. I'm done." And he took his PlayStation. He's like, "This is where it sits." And he like put it over off the thing. And then it was like 2 streams later, the PlayStation's missing from where he put it, which means that he fucking plugged it back in, right? Because he saw the trailer for Wolverine and was like, "Oh man, that looks good," right? He's done, right? You can't, you don't need to announce stuff, right? If someone goes, "Hey, you playing the game?" I'm like, "No, I'm not playing that game." "Oh, why aren't you playing?" I don't want to. Or because I don't have a console. I'm not going to make an announcement. I'm not going to put a piece of parchment out there, send it off to the news stations, write an article about it. "Oh my God, 30 and still gaming." He's not playing Crimson Desert anymore. What's happening? Oh, he hates it. No one gives a shit. Nobody gives a shit. Move on. What do you think, Sarge? Do you think he make an announcement and stuff?
It's not even worth a comment, bro. Honestly, so melodramatic bullshit. It's ridiculous.
Okay. Next one. Do you think the Helix comes with Steam? Would you buy a Helix without Steam? Should Xbox even be a hardware anymore? And should they drop Helix and go to Windows in public? There's a lot of fucking questions in this one question. Okay, there's 4 fucking questions in this question.
I mean, probably yes if they want to make money. Second one, no. Third one, probably yes, because the top end guys always buy the hardware. They don't care now because they're going to make money on it. And then I don't think I'm going to buy a $1,500 console, and I'm going to stick with PC.
Do you think Helix comes with Steam? I'm going to say no because of all the information we know. Before, I would have said yes, but now, no. Would you buy a Helix without Steam? No, I wouldn't buy it with Steam because I already own a computer and I can already buy Xbox games on the computer and I already have Steam. So there's no reason to buy another console that's now a PC to be able to buy Xbox games on a box that I don't need, right? Should Xbox even make hardware anymore? Yes, they should make hardware because there are people that don't own PCs that are diehard fans. There's people that go and buy Blu-ray players. There's people that go buy record players. There's people that go buy old cars. Okay. There's a clientele out there that likes certain things and they're always going to buy them. And I believe that companies, just like Dan Houser said, they should apply. They're obligated to make things for those people because they were customers. They made that company what it was, and they should still support things that those people still like, in my opinion, right? Should they drop the Helix and go Windows and publishing? They should drop Windows because Windows fucking sucks. Okay. I think they should go more publishing. I think they should go publishing. Obviously, they bought like 28 studios at the past. They should have made most of those companies and just
but let's not
you know
forget.
what I mean?
Let's not forget. No company is infallible. Like Xbox, this could be, depending on what the kind of moves they make, this could be the end for Xbox gaming. Microsoft will be on forever, but this could be the end for Xbox gaming. Just like this could be the end of PlayStation gaming. We don't know. Yep. We don't know what the next 3 or 4 years has in store for what's gonna happen here. I mean, everyone thinks that they're gonna be around forever, but a couple bad moves and you're done. So
look, Sega doesn't make consoles anymore. Sega's still around. They just make publishing. They're still here. They still make games.
We'll see what happens.
Here's the thing. If everything goes digital, do you need a console? You don't need a console. And the funny part is PlayStation needs a console. PlayStation needs a console. That's why they took their shit off of PC. Okay, they need their own console. If there's no console, then Sony's done before Xbox, because if there's no Xbox console anymore, they're okay because they've been on PC. They are Obi-Wan Kenobi. They've been sliced down, and they're more powerful than ever before because now they don't lose money off of each system. They just exist in the ether of the internet, and they're just everywhere. Okay, where Sony, they need the box. People need the box. If they lose that box because they're all digital as well, and now you don't need their box.
And that's why they want the closed system, because you need their box.
Chopper Eric says, is Playground going to suffer because Fable, which will lead to troubles with being able to produce Forza Horizon games in the future, just making this a domino line? Potentially, yeah. If Fable comes out and bombs, they're going to lose people. And if they lose people, that means they're going to be understaffed for their next Forza game, which then affects the next Forza game, which then goes down to like a skeleton crew that's making DLC for Forza Horizon 6 that just came out. And they sit back and relax. Sit back and relax. Microsoft sits back and relax because they make minimal viable product. They make seasons and things and whatnot. And then down the road, they'll just hire H-1B1 visas for people to come in as contract workers and to make the next thing. And there's no identity and there's no thing. And they're just a shell of a corporation and whatnot.
Just making a product. You're not making the actual game. You're just making a product.
What do you think, Sarge?
Oh, no, I agree.
Okay.
It doesn't matter how much Fable sells. They're going to let people go. That's just how it's going to be. which is more mental than I can ever even fathom.
I mean, look at Battlefield. We just read the article. Battlefield 6 was the most successful game it's ever had in the existence of Battlefield.
Still fired.
Still fired people.
Still fired. What's the point?
It's crazy. It's crazy. Great job, guys. Best game ever. You're fired. Chopper Eric says, haven't we had enough of remakes, reimagines, retellings, and the same stories over and over now? Can we not move these cinematic universes along with the new stories and heroes and villains? Here's the thing.
They're not creative enough. We go through this every week. They're not creative enough. They don't have the chops to create the art, the story, the writing. They don't have it. They got rid of those people. They don't have people to replace them, and the ones who are there are not good enough. Period.
Here's the problem I see in the future, right? And maybe a lot of people can't see it this way, but if there's the original copy, right? Like, think about this back in the day. You had the original copy, and then you made a copy of that copy, and this copy is now a more degraded copy of the original, okay? And then someone takes this copy and makes a copy off of this copy, and it makes a shittier version of that version, right? And it gets weaker and weaker as it goes. Stuff like this, where the original Halo came out, and now they remade the Halo game, which is less than the last Halo game, and then they've now remade this Halo game, and this is less than the last Halo game. In the future, from 20 years from now, if they're all making remakes and remasters of the stuff that came 25 years before, and now we go 25 years in the future, the fuck are they making remakes of? Remakes of remakes? Right? Because they're not making remakes of new stuff because no one's taking fucking risks anymore. They're just remaking and retelling and reimagining the same shit that you saw 25 years before. So what are they making? They're just making copies of fucking shitty copies.
Imagine being part of an industry that was creative at first, and then your success meant you got to make another game, and then you got taken over by the shareholders, and so now you have to make reoccurring revenue every month, regardless of what you make. And so now you're stripped of your creative freedom, so you can't make anything creative anymore because creativity is risky, and risky doesn't want to be in business.
Right.
So how do you have an industry of gaming if I'm not allowed to make anything and I have to follow the same shit over and over again? You guys need to wake up. That's why you need to walk away. Just walk away.
If they don't take risks,
play something else.
If you don't take risks, how do you have games like Mass Effect? How do you have games of Minecraft? How do you have games of Elden Ring, right? If everyone's just making remakes and remasters of something that came before, no one would ever make something new and great. And then we would just all be playing the same shit over and over again. But like, we're playing Pac-Man again, but now Pac-Man's on Unreal. Woo!
We're doing it now. We're doing that right now.
It's retarded.
Well, it's Western devs, though. Eastern devs don't give a shit. They'll make what they want. But it's the Western devs that they're completely taken over by corpos. That's just how it is now. So you have to bankrupt them. In order for you to get the creativity back and guys and studios to make games that you want, you have to get rid of the corpos. And the only way you get rid of the corpos is make it too expensive for them to stay. If they're not making their billions, they walk. They have to go someplace else to make money, right? The blood in the water for all the good games that we had, the blood in the water is what brought them in to begin with, right? They didn't give a shit about video games. It's fucking bullshit, right?
Yep,
until they saw the number of zeros that they were making in video games. Then all of a sudden, they had to be involved.
Look, you can make... There are certain innovations of games, right? Like Grand Theft Auto was top-down, right? And then they went 3D. That is an innovation of Grand Theft Auto, and it changed. And then they innovated on top of that. God of War was a side scroller, right? And then it was like into the game, into the system. And then they made 2018 God of War, which they turned it into that awesome game. They innovated it, right? That's okay to do stuff like that. But if you're just taking the same thing and then changing stuff and adding characters and doing this, and it's not the same thing anymore. It's like that. What's that analogy where that boat, where if you take an old boat and you start replacing the old wood with the new wood, is it the old boat still? What is, there's a
Oh, I know what you're talking about, but I don't remember the actual.
I forget what it is, but you know what I'm saying? Like, you're replacing all of the old wood with new wood. That's not the old ship anymore. It's a new ship. You built the ship. It's just, well, that's the old ship, but we made it new, but it's old again. It's like, no, that's a brand new ship. You just replaced all the wood. It's not even an old piece of wood on there. That's old. It's just dumb. It's dumb. Krebs says you don't want to break 5 generations of good, easily digestible naming with the PlayStation 6 being PlayStation PC. If you play the PC launch becomes a thing, PlayStation will still keep making consoles.
They have to.
They have to make consoles.
They have to make consoles.
Xbox does not have to make consoles. They don't. They could just be a publisher and win. Sony cannot do that. If Sony loses consoles and goes publisher only, they're done. They're done. Xbox just Obi-Wan Kenobi. Sony's just dead. That's the way it works. This is why Sony hangs on to that console. This is why they made the PlayStation VR 2. This is why they made the Portal, because they have to double dip, triple dip into the people that are already in the ecosystem that love them so much they're going to keep doing it, which is fine. But they can't go all digital as a box. They can go all digital with games because they can control the box. They can control the prices. They can control all the stuff on the box.
Or they have to start making TV deals like Microsoft is.
Which they wouldn't be able to because Xbox has got them all except Sony, which has their own television.
But it's exclusive. I don't think.
Yeah,
it's
probably.
exclusive.
But then we have
I don't know if it's exclusive.
The TV wars.
Right. We have
the app wars. That's what it is. It goes down to a widget. It goes down to a widget wars.
Yeah, every TV's got PlayStation and Xbox on it now. So you don't need boxes anymore.
I got to move over one extra. This is a Steam Epic thing now. But on your television set, which one do I play? They all have the same games. The only ones you're going exclusive.
One thing's for sure: both of them are going to cost you $39.95 a month.
Yep,
that's for damn
40.
Sure.
Yeah, maybe even 40. Yeah,
maybe even 40.
Because if the average person only buys 2 games a year.
Yeah, 50 then. It's going to be 50 bucks
Could
a
be
month.
50,
it'll be 50 a month. Yeah, it would definitely be 50 a month.
$520 for
a year
or $600
gaming.
a year. Yeah,
you're paying $500 for gaming, bro.
Yeah, it's just what it is, guys. It's just what it is.
This is what it is.
Yeah. All right. Generation X Gaming, a weekly podcast that goes over a few of the top stories from the past week, and we rant along the way. If you guys like it, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. If you'd like to go above and beyond that, become a member as little as $5. We're here Thursday nights, 8 p.m. Eastern, right here on 30NSG or Twitter. If you're over on Twitter, or I'm sorry, X, you can continue watching us there. I appreciate you. If you want to come over to YouTube and hit that subscribe button, you're more than welcome to do that as well. If you'd like to support us in other ways, there are an apparel store where you can purchase a new shirt, a new mug, a new hat. All the stuff is over there on the apparel site. If you want to listen to some music, we have 2 albums, almost done with our 3rd album called Jesus Christ. I forget what my own album is called. My brain just went Perk Up and Press Play. Yeah, Perk Up and Press Play. Volumes 1 and 2 and volume 3 should be up in the next month or so. I'm working on that. And each one's got its own distinct sound. So we appreciate the support. I'm done for the weekend. Next week, the Daily Grind is not happening on Monday and Tuesday in its regular format. I'm going to try to stream on Monday and Tuesday, but I'm on location. So I don't know how the internet situation is going to be. I'm going to try to, if I do a show, it might be like an hour long and we'll just have a little conversation, more casual on Monday and Tuesday, or there might not be a show at all. So Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, no morning shows. I'll be back for Fake Wizard News in the evening and then Shooting the Shit with Sarge on Wednesday night. And then we'll be back for Thursday Daily Grind and obviously GXG. Appreciate it very much. You guys have a great rest of your day, evening, or night, wherever you are in the world. And we'll see you guys on the next one. Thanks for watching.
Game on, guys.
Retro meets the now and here. Gaming tales you need to hear. Laugh and shout and sometimes sneer. Memories from all those years. Console wars and secret tips. Tips and tricks from pixel trips. News that pours from gaming sips. Critical minds and chaos.